reference with recommendation letters. Number 6 is the interview preparation. We'll conduct mock interview sessions to help provide valuable feedback and boost your confidence so that you can showcase your skill during the interview. Number 7 is the weekly mentorship session. This is where you receive invaluable feedback and guidance and support every week. Our experienced mentors will provide personalized feedback, industry insights to help you navigate any challenges you might encounter at any point in time. So why haven't you signed up for any of our programs? Join us this month. Let's help you get into tech. Cheers, everybody. My name is Adeza Suleiman, and I'm the founder of Tenalytics.
Hello, good afternoon. All right, Shay,
hello everyone. All right, good evening. Here it's exactly 8 p.m. West African time. I hope you can hear me, and I hope you're excited to be live here for today's session. All right, I can see Adeza Suleiman smiling, and I can also see a Femina Ipro with his headset is also smiling. You are ready and set for us this evening. And trust me, we all are also here eagerly expecting the level of knowledge, the wealth of knowledge you're going to share in the course of today's session. Thank you very much. So everyone, if you can hear me, I want you to signify in the comment section that you can hear me. And this is what I want you to do, all right? Just let me know where you are joining us from. For example, you can say Shei from Benin City, all right? So I want to see and I want to know where you are joining us from. So let's go right now in the comment section. Where you, awesome, I can see Edith Etim from Abuja, beautiful. Ayumoa, loud and clear, thank you. Charity from Abuja, I love that. I can see Faith from Ondo State. Osage from Canada, beautiful. Mubarak from Albania, amazing. Ugochukwu from Germany. Imisi Oluwa from Ibadan. I see Simeon from Germany as well, amazing. David from Benin, Emmanuel from Plateau State, someone is, Adeza is from Alberta, Canada, Oluwa Nifemi from Ondo State, Kingsley from Wolverhampton, Nehi Abundance, right? Neji Abundance is joining us from Calabar, Victress from Lagos, oh, Lagos no carry last, that's beautiful. Mimina is joining us from Kogi. All right. I can see Mohammed. Mohammed is joining us from Dallas, Texas. Justice from Ghana. Happiness from Port Harcourt. Daniel from Ikorodu. Hent from Abuja. Mistura from Ilorin. I can see you from Dubai. Uche from Dubai. And so many more that if I have the chance, I do not think I'll be able to call where you are joining us from. But one thing I want you to know is that we're super excited to have you live here for today's session, and it promises to be breathtaking. Let's say this real quick. If you've ever had the opportunity to listen to Adeza Suleiman, you need to know that he's a man made of quality stuff. Now, he's not just here to speak alone, he's also speaking with Femina Ipro, the co-founder of Tenalytics. Now, you know that thing when two superpowers join forces, it is always catastrophic in a positive light. And so today you are in for a swell session and you need to get ready and brace up for yourself. All right, so I want you to do something. If you're not ready, let me give you a sneak peek into what you're going to learn. You're going to have so much to absorb in that is going to change the trajectory of your life. Whether you're someone who just wants to get into tech or you are already into tech, what you will learn today will definitely position you better. It's going to give you an edge, a vantage position, and it's going to change the trajectory of your life. So today's session, we're looking at crafting a standout CV in 2024. Crafting a standout CV in 2024. What recruiters demand. What recruiters demand. Many times we hear people say issues about, oh, I do not know this, I do not know that. But today is the time for you to know how you can craft a standout CV in 2024 and see what tech recruiters demand of you. All right, that is beautiful. And then without further ado, we'll just get started to let us know what Tenalytics is all about. For some of you here, perhaps this is your first time here at Tenalytics, while for some other persons, this is perhaps your second time, your fourth time, or you're always coming. All right, so I'll just introduce what Analytics is to you. We are an edtech company, educational technology company that is helping Africans and people of the Black community learn premium tech skills and lowering the entry barrier into tech. That is who we are, all right? Our services offerings are aimed at building capacity and understanding across different tech fields, including data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, cybersecurity, Scrum Master, and the entire data ecosystem to enable you, our clients, achieve data-driven decision making. Now, the beautiful thing about us here at Analytics is that our facilitators are top professionals from Diversoft, McKinsey and Company, Amazon, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Sahara Group, P&G, Google, Coca-Cola, to mention but a few. Now, guess what? Our courses here at Analytics are structured in a way that makes it practical and ensures that you get optimal value. If you can hear me to this point in time, I want you to put in the comment section optimal value. Optimal value. And now, guess what again? Who is going to lead us? Who is going to chart the course for today's session that we're having? It's my pleasure and delight to introduce to us Adeza Suleiman and Efemina Ipro. So who is Adeza? The handsome young man you can see here to your left or to your right, depending on where you're looking at right now. He is the founder of 10 Analytics. He's a data analytics expert. He has over a decade experience in data analytics and management consulting, and he has worked in the sports, in professional services, in edtech, in energy and automobile sector. He is a data science consultant both in the UK and in the US. All right, I'll try to lower my pace. Okay. I am always excited when I speak, and you can see the energy emanating from me right now. He's a data analyst, a data analyst business performance at Sahara Group Limited, and he's a data analytic consultant at FITC. Personally, Adeza has trained over 8,500 participants, and you can connect with him across various social media platforms at Adeza Suleiman. Now, let me introduce the other good-looking, handsome man putting on a suit right here that you can see on your screen. He's no other than Efemina Ipro. Yeah, guess who he is? He's the co-founder here at 10 Analytics. He's a data science contractor. He's worked in the United Kingdom. He's worked in the United States of America. He's also a business data support lead at Post Office in the UK. He's global business system analyst, Telefax in Ireland. He's a business intelligence developer, PDD Ireland. He's worked there. He also has experience in data analytics, data science, data engineering, and Power Platform development. Efemina is a data scientist with close to a decade years of experience cutting across multiple sectors. Now, that is Efemina Ipro. You've heard that, you've seen that, and today we are going to have a swell time with these powerhouses educating us, teaching us, and letting us know what recruiters demand in 2024, what tech recruiters demand in 2024. All right, guys, one more thing I need to tell you before I hand over the microphone to Adeza and Efemina. If you're here right now and you do not have your writing material, or you do not have a cup of water, a glass of juice, or something to keep you hydrated throughout this session, I would advise that you get it now, because what is about to hit you, oh my God, I don't think you're ready. Now, I would like to confirm if Adeza and Efemina can hear me. If you can hear me, I want you to say, hey, yo, and let's hear your voices.
Hey, Shay, we can hear you. Your energy is through the roof. Difficult to match your energy any day, anytime. But thanks for that brilliant, wonderful introduction. Okay, and I'll just take it up from here, and myself and Femena will go through the session. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for this amazing session. And we will walk you through what it takes to write a standout CV in the year 2024 and beyond. What do tech recruiters look out for? A lot of people stumble and they really can't get jobs because they have the technical parts covered, which is typical. You know Excel, you know Python, you know SQL, all those areas are covered. However, the major factor to get you into the room, to get one leg into that company you want to get into, is your CV. So how do you ensure that your CV gets you into the room? Okay, very, very important. And that's what our session today would center around. And then if Femina would come back, walk us through the tech career path that you must consider if you want to transition into tech. Okay, and we're going to have a swell time today. So ensure you have a notepad and you can jot things down so you can take some valuable insights away from this session today. All right, and we're just going to get started. She has done all the fantastic introductions already, so I'm going to get right into it. I'm just going to mute everybody so that we don't have any disruptions or distractions along the line. Now, if you are joining us for the very first time, you haven't been in a 10 Analytics masterclass before, type a 1 into the chat. Just type a 1 into the chat. If this is your very first 10 Analytics masterclass, type in a 1 into the chat. Brilliant. I can see quite a number of you are joining us for the very first time, and that is absolutely amazing. Fantastic. Okay, and the beauty of holding sessions like this, we have people from Albania, from the Netherlands, from the UK, from Canada, and it gives that, general collaboratory learning environment where you can learn from your counterparts across the globe. Let's dive into our session today. If you have any brother, you have a sister, you have a friend that you think can benefit from sessions like this, share the message with them and let them be a part of our session today. Okay, so I'll drive the session using my slides. I think she has already done a fantastic introduction, so I'll get right into it. For us at 10 Analytics, the focus is on helping people that look like me, people that look like Femena, Africans in Africa, Africans in the diaspora, to transition and land their very first jobs in tech. And over the last 4 years, we've successfully helped over 2,000 people across different areas, from data analytics to business analysis and so on and so forth, to land their very first jobs in tech. And we will be sharing experience on how you can also do the same eventually. Okay, now let's dive into the main meat of our session. Like I said, our session would cut across 3 major areas. The first area is the practical part, where I'll show you some key insights into certain things you must take note of when you're creating a CV to apply, especially for jobs within the tech ecosystem. And then if Femena would come back, walk us through all the different tech career paths that you can consider if you want to get that very first job in tech in 2024. And we'll introduce you to the upcoming program we have starting on the 4th of May and the amazing discounts we have available for you. Now, let's dive into the main meat of our session today, which is crafting an amazing, compelling CV. Would make use of 2 tools today. All right, the very first one will be JobScan, which is available to everybody online, and then would also use ChatGPT. Okay, would make use of JobScan and also ChatGPT. Okay, and I would love you to follow me, ask questions as much as you can, and let's have an amazing session together. Now, one of the major mistakes a lot of people make, so I'll start by highlighting some key mistakes that people make when applying to jobs. And when you make these mistakes, what happens is simply the fact that you get, unfortunately, whenever you apply to that job. What has made 10 Analytics so successful is simply due to the fact that we realized very quickly, based on my experience, based on Femena's extensive experience, that to get a job goes far beyond your technical know-how. You must combine technical plus employability. Technical and employability. When you combine the two, then you stand out and position yourself. Okay. And I'll share one of the employability skills you must have, which is crafting a compelling CV. So no matter how intelligent you are, no matter who you are, no matter how technically sound, if you make these mistakes on your CV, you would struggle to get a job. All right. So these are common mistakes that people make and the reason why you are not getting jobs. And number one is simply because you do not tailor your CV. All right. You apply to 1,000 jobs. You apply to 100 jobs with one CV. You go on LinkedIn, you go on read.co.uk, you do easy apply. Okay. Easy apply. You send out your application and you'll be surprised that you get, unfortunately, you do not make the cut. So you don't want to apply to multiple jobs with just one CV. You must tailor your CV to the job requirements. If you go to the fashion designer or you go to the tailor and they want to sew something for you, they measure you, right? They measure your arms, they measure your torso and the rest. And at the end of the day, they craft a very nice looking garment for you. All right. You have to do the same when applying to jobs. You can't just take one job, one size fits all, and apply to applications out there. And this is one major mistake that a lot of people make. You must tailor your CV to match the job requirements. And we're going to do some job matching today. So you'd see the implication of not tailoring your CV and when you eventually tailor the CV. Another major mistake people make is failing to highlight achievements. And we're going to work on this practically, and I'll show you what you need to do. People usually highlight duties and responsibilities. Okay, I'm creating Excel dashboards in my department. I currently support the data team to help them build databases. You really don't highlight your achievements. You must show impact. You must show the value that you bring to the job. Recruiters want to see that you have done this before. You have achieved something before. You've made impact where you're coming from, and you will be bringing that level of impact and value to us. Very, very important. So you must highlight your achievements rather than duties and responsibilities. And another major mistake is gaps in your employment. Some of you go for masters, some of you, lose your job, and at that particular time when you've lost your job until you get the next job, you have a gap. You can't leave gaps in your employment because it would raise red flags and questions would come up from there. Oh, what happened here? And so on and so forth. Apart from that, the tech ecosystem is also very dynamic and ever evolving. Things change every single minute. About 2 years ago, there was nothing called ChatGPT. All right. Last year was only when Microsoft Fabric was launched. New technologies, new things spring up within the ecosystem. So you must position yourself as somebody who is dynamic as well and, learns continuously. Okay. So you want to explain your gaps either by introducing another section in your CV right at the bottom to explain, oh, I've been doing my master's within this period to this period, or I've been involved in a contract job or in a contract role from this period to this period, and so on and so forth. Very, very important. And finally is using the wrong CV format. And a lot of you fall into these buckets using the wrong CV formats. So you've crafted a good CV, nice looking CV, but guess what? That CV would perform very, very poorly when it goes through the ATS system. And the ATS is simply called the Applicant Tracking Software or the Applicant Tracking System. So the format of CV that you use also matter a lot. And I'll share with you the most appropriate CV format to use. And these are common mistakes. And I'm just going to highlight 4 so that we don't take too much time today in our session. Okay, now looking at these 4 mistakes, it clearly shows you what you should not do. You know that you must always tailor your CV. Okay, you know you must always highlight achievements. You must not leave gaps in your employment, and you must always use the appropriate CV format. All right, now I'm going to go straight into showing you 2 categories of people that we usually get at Analytics. 2 categories. Category number 1 are people who are coming from, a totally different background. You've been a teacher, you've worked as a logistics officer, logistics manager, and so on and so forth. You are a banker, you are a customer service professional, you have a different career path, but now you want to transition into data analytics or data science and so on and so forth. So you have that category. That's category number 1. Now you have the second category of people who have learned the skill. You now have the skills as a data analyst and as a data scientist, and it's time for you to start to apply to jobs. What do you do? All right. Category number 1, that person who is the teacher, who has a CV of a teacher, must do one thing. The first thing you must do after learning, say, data analytics or learning data science is you must convert your CV as a teacher to the CV of a data analyst. And this is called tailoring your previous experience to your current career path. Nobody is going to hire a teacher as a data analyst, okay? So you must show that you have experience, you have used these tools in your previous experience. And this is why we call it tailoring your previous experience to your new career path. Very, very important. So you have the CV of a teacher. Now you're transitioning to become a data analyst. You must tailor your previous experience. And if you look very carefully, the very first role says, the very first, experience says, I taught English literature and language to 9th and 10th grade students. That's the CV of a teacher. But guess what? You're applying to become a data analyst right now, okay? You're going to coin that and change it to something that looks like this. I spearheaded a data-driven approach to enhance students' performance and engagement, leveraging advanced Excel functions and SQL queries to analyze academic metrics. All right, so you still have that flavor of teaching within your experience, but you've added Excel, advanced Excel, you've added SQL, and so on and so forth. And this is the first thing you must do, okay? Doing this, converting from your previous experience to a new experience is a 2-hour session. Okay, so it's not something we are going to cover today. And what I'll show you today on how to do is how to match your CV. You have a CV, you want to apply to a job. How do you take that job description, take your CV, match it to see how you match, and then start to adjust the areas where you have gaps. I'll show you how to do that, and I'll also show you how to convert your responsibilities to achievements. Okay, and that's what we're going to cover today. So remember, if you fall into category 1, you are a customer service professional, you are a banker, this is what you must do. You must convert your CV to your new or current career path. Okay, and this is something we do for you at Analytics. We show you how to do it, and you easily convert your CV. Now we're going to do some job matching, and we'll leverage the use of JobScan and also ChatGPT. We'll do that for the next 30 minutes, and then Efemina would come back and walk us through the different career path in tech that you should consider. Okay, now, before I dive into the job matching, I want to ask a question. Let's have a look at this CV. This is a CV of Laurie Martins, fantastic looking CV, has her personal details, has the work experience, her contact details, and so on and so forth. So what do you think about this CV? Is this a CV that you can use to apply to a job, or do you think you shouldn't apply to a job with this CV? Is this an appropriate CV format? Just type in a yes or no into the chat? Yes or no? Let me hear from you. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yeses. I'm getting some no's, yes, no's. Anybody who is a Tenalytics participant would know clearly that they know exactly what to do and what not to do. Okay, so I can see yeses, I can see no's. Okay, so we are turning between the two. Now, you never want to use this to apply to any job that is tech related or any job at all. All right. Interestingly, some CV websites would give you CV templates like this, but you don't want to use these type of CVs because guess what? It is it does very poorly when it comes to ATS. Okay. You don't want to have picture. And I've seen so many people making these mistakes. All right. You have so many segments, you have charts. Okay, you draw graphs and charts in your CV to show your competence levels and so on and so forth. This would give you a very poor result when it comes to ATS. So this is something you don't want to use. And I've seen people create CV using Canva. Canva, they use CV, they create their CVs using Canva. That's one of the wrongest things you would ever want to do to get a job. All right, you want to use the appropriate CV format. So what's the appropriate CV format? Let's dive into that immediately. The CV format you want to use is a CV format that is plain, straight to the point. It is easy to read. It is easy to copy and paste somewhere and you get the same format. All right, and this CV format is called the Wharton CV format. It's called the Wharton CV format. So put this at the back of your minds. If you've always been using the CV at the left-hand side, you want to stop that. Never use this type of CVs. Okay, never use this type of CVs. You want to use the CV, the Wharton CV format, because this gets you the very best results at the end of the day. And how do you check if your Wharton CV format is good to go? If you copy all you have on that CV and you paste it on a Word document or a text file or a Word pad, and it's easy to read, then you know that that CV format is good to go. But the one at the left, if you copy this and you paste, how will the picture come up? This section that you have here is going to be modeled up with the section at the right-hand side. Okay, and that's what you want to avoid when it comes to passing your CV through the ATS software or the ATS system. Okay, so this is the CV format you want to go with. It's called the Wharton CV format. Now, let's look at a job. Okay, we have the CV of a data scientist. We're going to use this CV, and I'll show you how to match the CV to a job description. So I'm a data scientist. I want to apply to a job. All right. And I've seen the job I want to apply to. It's a data science role. I found the job on LinkedIn and I want to apply to this job. Do I just take my CV? Because guess what? I already have the CV of a data scientist. Do I just take this CV and go ahead and apply? Or what exactly do I need to do? And I'll show you what you need to do practically. And this takes us to our very first application for today, which is called Job Scan. Okay, so you'd use Job Scan to do a job match, first of all, before you start to do anything else. All right, so for those of you who would love to follow me, you can follow. You can go on any job you have. I would also share these materials with you at the end of today's session so that you can practice and do the same things I'll be showing you. But it's pretty straightforward and easy for anybody to follow. So let's get cracking. Okay, I'll simply just go to my browser and I'll type Job Scan. So go to Google, type Job Scan, and it brings up Job Scan. So I'm just going to type Job Scan. Okay, hit enter. It's going to bring out Job Scan, jobscan.co. I'll right click on this and open in a new tab. Okay, so you'd see Job Scan optimize your resume to get more interviews and so on and so forth. Okay, you can see many job seekers don't get enough interviews even after applying to dozens of jobs. Why? Companies use applicant tracking system. Exactly what I just told you. And this applicant tracking system are used to search and filter resumes for keywords. And I'll show you practically how this works today. All right. So now I'm on JobScan. Okay, so now that I am on JobScan, usually before you can start to scan and do all those things, you need to sign up. Sign up is for free. You can do that by signing up. Okay, but I think I already have an account. I'll just come in here and click scan your resume. Okay, so I'll click on scan your resume. You can either upload your resume as a PDF or Word document, or you can simply paste. I prefer to paste because I want to see how the CV comes out. Like I mentioned earlier, the Wharton CV format should be, if you paste it, copy and paste, it should appear as easy to read. If it is distorted all over the place, then you have a problem. So I always prefer, and I would advise you to also paste. So select paste resume text, and we can paste our CV here, okay? So I'll go to the CV, and I'll open up the CV. Okay, so this is the CV template we are using, the CV template for the data scientist. The data scientist is Bola Jimmy. It's a real CV for somebody, although the name has been changed, everything else has been changed, and so you can't really tell who the person is, all right? So I'm going to copy everything I have here for this particular person on this CV, because I want to compare to the job I'm applying to, job matching, all right? So I'll select everything, Control A to select all, Control C to copy, or I can simply just right click anywhere and click on copy. Okay, and after copying everything I have on the CV, I go back to my job scan and I'll paste it here. So Control V to paste, or you can right click and just click on paste as plain text or just paste. Okay, either of the two, it works fine. And what you want to do is to also, you know, search, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. All right, and you'd see Bola Jimmy. You can see the details, professional summary, core competencies. It's still properly, you can read it easily. Technical skills, professional experience, and so on. It's easy to read. This is very important. If you can't paste your CV like this and it's easy to read in logical sequence, then you have a problem. All right. So I'm simply going to click on continue. Okay, and it's time for me to paste the job description. So what I've done is I've gone to copy the job description from a LinkedIn post and I've pasted it somewhere on a Word document. So this is the job description. It's a job for a data scientist. The company is in London, wants to hire 2 data scientists, and they require the key responsibilities, your technical skills, and so on and so forth. Now, I copy the job description as well. Control A to select all. I right click and copy. All right, I copy that and I go back to job scan and I paste the job description. So this is me simply testing. I want to see how I match to this particular job. Can I go ahead and apply? If I can apply, where are the gaps? What would stop this company from calling me up for an interview? Okay, so now that I've uploaded the job description, I would go to scan and click on scan. Now, when you click on scan, when you click on scan, it's likely going to tell you to create an account if you don't have an account. I do have an account, so I'm simply just going. So if you don't have an account, just enter your email, password, click create an account, and you create an account easily. So I'm going to sign in to the account because I already have an account. Okay, I'll use my Google. I'll just wait for it to come up. So I've logged in because, like I said, I logged in. So you'd see I have what? 49%. Type into the chat. Is 49% a pass or a fail? Is it a pass rate or is it a fail? Is it a failure? Type into the chat. Pass or fail? Fail, absolutely. I'm sure you all agree with me. Fail, fail, fail. For anybody, imagine yourself being at the other side trying to hire this person, and the person gets a 49% match. definitely immediate. So you see those jobs you apply to, and it seems as if the HR is waiting for you to just put in your application. The moment you put in your application, you receive an automatic email, rejected. Unfortunately, we can't go ahead with you. And this is what happens. Your CV goes through an ATS system. It looks at the keywords and it comes back to tell you that, hey, you don't match, and this is 49%. Now, the good thing about JobScan is it would show you where you have issues. Okay, where you have issues, it would show you that. So 49, let's take note of that, 49%. So we're going to try to bring this up to something reasonable. And the question is, what is reasonable? For us at 10 Analytics, we advise you to get to 80%. All right, 75 to 80% is good. And once you get up to 80%, you can rest assured that you will be called up for an interview, okay? So what do? Let's check where the issues are. First one, at the left-hand side here, you'd see there are issues with searchability, there are issues with your skills, 20 issues to fix. So majority of the issues are skills related, okay? So let's look at some of the issues with searchability. So here they're telling us to add the company's name and address. So this company we're applying to, JobScan wants us to provide details of the company so it can check, more details for us. But we don't need to do that right now. Contact information. We did not find an address in your resume. So even though we have an address, remember, the address we have just says Manchester, United Kingdom. Okay, it doesn't really have a specific address. So that's one other issue. Another issue is the format of the dates, our date formatting. So it's telling us that it's either we use the month and the year, okay, so maybe 01, 02, or we use the month and the year in full, or we use month, and it's giving us examples of what we can do like this. So rather than having the dates in our work experience the way it is, we should change it to look like this. So 3 issues from here to fix. Now let's go to the skills, which is one of the major reasons why we are here today, because the other issues on, somebody say my volume is low. I'm really speaking loudly, so I'm sure maybe you want to increase the volume on your system, Stella. If you are listening with your mobile, increase the volume. If you are listening with your computer, increase the volume, okay? Now, you can see some of the skills that are not highlighted. You can see machine learning algorithms, exploratory data analysis, data science techniques, okay? So all these ones you see XXX. This is the resume at the left-hand side, and this is the job description at the right-hand side. So machine learning algorithm was mentioned once in the job description. You don't have it in your resume, okay? Exploratory data analysis was mentioned once in the job description, but you don't have it in your resume. Data science techniques as well, was highlighted once in the job description. You don't have it in your resume. And you'd see all those areas where you have gaps. Now, because JobScan also wants you to pay for this tool and for the service that they provide, they won't show you all the areas where you have issues. They just show you a few. They've shown you 3 right here, and if we come down here and click on show more, you see that the other ones are what? They are blurred out, and you have to upgrade for you to view. All right, and this is where ChatGPT comes in. Okay, now one of the easiest ways to also navigate this part. So you take note of the areas where you have issues: machine learning, exploratory data analysis, and data science techniques. All right, these are some of the areas where you have issues. So what I'm simply going to do before I even move away from here is I'll check highlighted skills. If I click on highlighted skills, you will see the job, okay? The job description and all the skills that are highlighted in that particular job: analytics, cloud computing, data science techniques, data visualization, ETL, EDA, exploratory data analysis, machine learning algorithms, Python, SQL queries, statistics, and Tableau. So these are highlighted skills from that job. So if you don't have these skills on your CV, you know what you have created. If you don't have these skills on your CV, you want to start adding them to your CV immediately. Okay. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'll simply go to, I'll go back to the CV. I'll go back to my CV and I'm going to add a couple of these skills. I don't want to make changes to this original document. So let's save as and create a new document to work on. Okay, so I don't alter the initial document. So let me save this in my downloads and I'll call this CV template reviewed. Okay, so let's work with this. Now, going back to job scan, one of the areas you see you have gaps: machine learning algorithms, exploratory data analysis, and data science techniques. So I'll go to my core competence on my CV, core competence. I'm going to add a new line and I would add those skills that are missing, those competencies that are missing on my CV. Okay, so don't forget, one of them is what? Exploratory data analysis, machine learning, and data science techniques. I'm just simply going to copy this, machine learning algorithms. I'll go back to my CV and I'll paste it there or just simply type it in. So let's paste. Okay, machine learning algorithms. I'll come here as well and I'll paste exploratory data analysis. Sorry. Exploratory data analysis. I can adjust this a little. Let me see. Yes, I'll just adjust this to the right. Yes, exploratory data analysis. And finally, we have what? Data science techniques. At least these are the ones I can see. So let's type that in, data science techniques. So I'll come here and I'll type data science techniques. Okay, so again, I'm just going to extend this a little bit. So these are the competencies I didn't have initially. JobScan has showed me that you don't have these skills, add them to your skills. Okay, now the other ones are blurred out, so I really can't use JobScan. So I'll go to ChatGPT, and I'm sure quite a number of you will be familiar with ChatGPT. So I'm going to open up ChatGPT. Okay. So if you don't, just do a search for ChatGPT, sign up as well. Now there are two versions. There's the paid version of ChatGPT and there is the free version. Okay, the paid version is 4.0, the free is 3.5. But either of the two, either way, you can use any of the versions to do this, to do what I'll be showing you now. However, with the 4.0, which is the paid version, you can do things a lot more seamlessly. But because I want you to be able to do what I'm doing, I'll use the free version. Okay, so I'll change this from 4.0, I'll change it to 3.5. Okay, so let's use 3.5, which is a free version anybody can use. So I'll come to ChatGPT and I'll simply say, I want you to act as an expert CV builder, okay, or as an expert CV reviewer, as the case might be. And I would say that check my CV and match it to this job description, highlighting the skills that are not on my CV. Okay, so I want you to act as a CV, as an expert CV builder, check my CV and match it to this job description, highlighting the skills that are not on my CV. Okay, and I'll simply just go down and I'll enter here, or I'll say, wait for me to provide my CV and the job description. Okay, and I hit enter. So I've prepared ChatGPT on what to do. I want you to act as a CV builder. I'm going to provide you with my CV, job description, check and tell me the areas that I have gaps. Okay, tell me, match my CV, highlighting the skills that are not on my CV, but they're in the job description. So ChatGPT is saying, of course, feel free to share your CV and the job description. So I go to the next prompt and I type my CV. I open and close a quote. I go down and I type job description. Okay, I open and I close a quote. So I go copy my CV. Let's go back to JobScan. Let me see if I can copy it from here. Okay, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't copy it from here. So what I'm going to do is I'll open up the previous CV that I haven't already modified. Okay, so let me open the CV I have not modified, and I'm going to copy everything I have in there. Okay, so this is the CV, my initial CV that I copied and pasted on JobScan. I'm going to copy everything, Control A, Control C to copy, and I'll go back to ChatGPT where I have my CV, open and close brackets. I'll paste it in there, Control V. All right, and that's my CV. Okay, so you can see the CV, right? I'll come to job description and I'll simply do the same thing. I'll copy the job description that I pasted on JobScan. Go there, copy it. All right, copy, Control C or right click and copy. Go back to ChatGPT and paste. Okay, so now I've pasted the CV, I've pasted the job description. I'll hit enter and let's wait for ChatGPT to do its magic. Okay, so those areas that we probably didn't get from, JobScan, we're likely going to get it here. So here we have number one, develop and maintain sophisticated ETL pipelines, ensuring their efficiency and low latency. And ChatGPT is telling us that your experience in performing ETL processes on client data sources and applying SQL queries to identify trends and aligns well with these requirements. However, there is no specific mention of maintaining pipelines. No specific mentions of what? Maintaining pipelines. But you can see here that ChatGPT has highlighted what this should look like. We should highlight that we've developed, maintained sophisticated ETL pipelines. This develop and maintain. Okay, let's go to number two. It says design and execute complex SQL queries for data extraction, cleaning, and pre-processing from large and unstructured data sets. Our experience with SQL only includes conducting data cleaning and processing using SQL. It's relevant, but really did not capture, what the job requirements, currently require. So what I'm going to do, and you can see here to utilize advanced machine learning algorithms and techniques. So I'm going to pick some of these and I'll put them on my CV and we'll go back to run another match and see if that would make any difference. Okay, so I'll start from the very first one. Develop and maintain. I'm just going to copy this. I can also tell ChatGPT to show you how to include it on your CV or where to include it. But remember, ChatGPT is also not foolproof. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Okay, so you want to ensure that when you copy, you look at what you've copied. When you paste, you make it your own, make it human, and whatever you have on your CV, this is what we tell our participants, you must be able to defend it to the T. Okay, very, very important. So I'm just simply going to copy this. All right, I'll go back to my CV and I'll paste it right here, one of my experience. Let me just put it below and I'll simply just paste it here. This says, again, we want to make it actionable, all right? Developed and maintained sophisticated ETL pipelines, ensuring their efficiency and low latency. Now, also remember, there are mistakes with these responsibilities. It is continuous. If we look at it, interpreting, performing, conducting, you never want to have responsibilities. You rather want to have what? If you remember what I said at the beginning, type it into the chat. Instead of responsibilities or duties, what should you have, to replace that? Type into the chat if you remember what I said. What should you have instead of responsibilities? Accomplishment. Thank you, Bralaye. Achievements. Thank you very much, Osage. Achievements, Yawande. Thank you. Charity. Thank you very much. So we still need to change this. It's not perfect, but as we start to tweak, you make it actionable, developed, and maintained. Okay, so let's go back. All right, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I'm also going to take this as well. Designed and executed complex SQL queries. I'm going to copy this. Sounds very good. It is easier to use this because it emanates from the job description. I go back to my CV and I'm going to add that here. Sorry, not this one, this one. And I'm going to add it right here. Remember, you don't always just want to copy and paste. I always reemphasize this. You always want to review, and ChatGPT makes mistakes. I tell you that 100%. Designed and executed. Complex SQL queries for data extraction, cleaning, pre-processing from large and unstructured data. Okay, I'm also going to, let's check for something else we can add, maybe just 3 so we don't take too much time. So I want something on cloud because you have cloud computing as one of the skills. If you come here, you'd see analytics, cloud computing, data science techniques, and so on. Okay, so I go back to my CV. Did I add data science techniques? Yes, I did. All right, so let's add something, on cloud, something on cloud computing. So I come back here and I would say, I can pick this as well, utilize advanced, and I'll pick, let's see, anything on cloud. Let me see, yes, collaborate. Really not specific, but we can copy this. Let's copy this first. Okay, I'll go back to my CV. I'll paste it here and just tweak it a little bit. Okay, utilized advanced machine learning algorithms and techniques to enhance the accuracy of our model development and deployment. Let's pick one last one. Okay, one last one. And I think I'll just pick this, or let's pick this, since it has cloud-based software repositories. So let's pick this. Okay, and I'll go back and I'll paste it. And that's the final one I'll be adding. Okay, I'll add this: regularly contributed high quality code to our cloud-based software repositories, ensuring it is peer reviewed and adheres to best practices. Okay, now some very important aspects, and I would implore you to read them carefully. Read carefully. Okay, read carefully. The reason why I say you should read carefully is so that you don't miss out on anything. I haven't read it carefully. I'm checking time because I want to do this as fast as I can. Okay, so here they even specified that includes specific experience with AWS or cloud computing environment, which is not mentioned on your CV. Okay, it's not mentioned on your CV. So I can go back and I'll add something on AWS. So regularly contributed to high quality code to our cloud-based software repositories with AWS. Okay, I'll just add that right there. Now, something I also want to highlight, and this is something that you might not pick immediately. Okay, let's go to JobScan and see if JobScan picked it. So now you have SQL, you have Python, you have Tableau. Now, when you have these skills, these particular tools, the tools responsible or the tool that you need to learn which Efemina would come to show us those, particular tools based on the type of role you want to apply to. It's important for you to check. Business intelligence tools, for example, Tableau is a business intelligence tool. Power BI is a business intelligence tool. So you want to be sure which one did they mention, okay? Which one did they highlight? If I go back to the job description, okay, and I go to the technical skills and experience, this is very, very important. Very, very important, okay? So you'd see they say strong proficiency in Python and SQL, demonstrated experience with cloud computing, preferably AWS, solid background. So you can see the reason why ChatGPT gave us AWS, cloud computing. Now, solid background in building, querying, and modifying relational databases. Example, SQL, SQL Server, Postgres, and MySQL. Now, Postgres has been highlighted here inside the job description. Let me mark it in red so we can all see it clearly. Postgres has been mentioned here, and anybody who works with databases, Postgres is a type of relational database management system. Okay, now you've seen this and you say that I have Postgres on my CV. You go back to your CV. Let's go back to the CV. You go back to your CV and you see that, look, I have Postgres here, Postgres SQL. And this is the question I want to ask you guys today. Postgres SQL, which is on the CV, and Postgres, which is on the job description, are they the same? Let me write it somewhere. Let me write it here and ask the question, are they the same? Okay, type in a yes or no. One says Postgres, the other one says Postgres SQL. Are they the same? Yes or no? Ngozi says yes. Somebody says no, 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 they are not the same. Yes, they are the same. Now, technically, they are the same. Technically, they are the same. So Postgres, PostgreSQL, they are the same thing. But if you look at what the job description has, the job description has highlighted it as Postgres, not what you have on your CV as PostgreSQL. And this is part of keyword matching. The keyword must match what is on the job description. Very, very important. When you say MS Power BI and Microsoft Power BI, sorry, I'm just trying to write something. I'm not sure why it's not coming up. Okay, so you have MS Power BI and you have Microsoft Power BI. MS is the short form for Microsoft. One has been listed as MS Power BI. The other one is Microsoft Power BI. They are not the same. Always take what you have on the job requirement. Very, very important. The job requirement has Postgres, not PostgreSQL. So you must take what you have on the job requirements. So I'm going to, add Postgres. I always advise, do not delete what you have there initially. What you have there is PostgreSQL, correct? You don't have to delete it. All you need to do, you have PostgreSQL. Do not delete your PostgreSQL on your CV. Just simply put a comma and add Postgres, the way it appeared on the job description. Just add it there. Okay, just add it there. Now, looking back at the job description, one last thing, which, like I said, you must read, you must look at what you have when making these changes. They have included SQL Server, Postgres, MySQL. Okay, MySQL. The beauty about these tools, once you understand one, if you understand SQL Server or Postgres, you understand the others a lot easily. You can learn the other one in about a day or thereabouts. So I'm also going to add my SQL because I have that. Okay, so I'll just come here. I can't simply add everything because of time. So I'll just add my SQL and I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'll leave it at that pretty much. I won't make any other change. I think I'll just leave it at this. So now we have added a couple of other things. We've not completely touched the CV. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we'll do another comparison and see if we can move this needle forward a little bit. From 49%, can we move it a little bit further? Has it increased? Has it decreased? Sometimes you might have to do a lot more work than we have done, but let's even check and see if the work we've done so far would change this, rates a little bit. So I'll come here and I'll click on upload and rescan to check. So I still have my job description. I'll just come back and post and paste the reviewed CV. I want to ensure that it's the CV I have reviewed that I'm pasting. Okay, I want to ensure it's the CV that I reviewed that I'm pasting. Okay, so I'm going to copy everything here. Control A to copy, highlight, select everything. Control C to copy, or right click, and then click on copy. Just make sure you copy everything. Okay, and I'll go back to job scan where I want to upload and rescan, and I'll paste. Control V to paste. Just check to be sure that you've captured everything that you need to capture, that you actually copy the correct, CV. So let's see where we added Postgres, where we added my SQL. So we have those things there, right? So let's leave it at this and let's do another scan. So I'll click on scan and let's see if it increases or not. Okay. So from 49%, we have moved to what? 68%. 68% from 49. So we've jumped by 19 points. 19 percentage points. From 49, we are currently on 68. What does this mean? We still have some issues to fix with the skills. And this is where you go back, you look at what you have not changed. We can't do everything here, possibly because of time, but you can see what the ATS simply means and why job matching is very important. Even though 68 is not a very good score, guess what? That person that has 68% stands a chance better than the other person that had 49 initially. Okay, so you want to look at the other areas where you have issues and address those issues, going back to ChatGPT. Okay, and part of the issues you would have is also related to recruiter tips. So if you scroll down, let's go to, so here you can also see they've brought up some additional skills we've not included: SAS, Looker, SQL Server. Once we make these changes, it also increases again, all right? You have your soft skills as well that you have not taken note of, attention to detail and all those things. You take note of them. But let's go to recruiter tips. Now, when you're looking at recruiter tips, you want to ensure that you have measurable results, which is what I said. You don't want to have job duties or responsibilities. And how do you make that change? It's very simple. Just tell ChatGPT to do it for you, simply. So I'll come in here using the same charts that I used, and I'll simply just type in rephrase my work experience, emphasizing them as rephrase my work experience, emphasizing them as achievements. Okay, and measuring in metrics. Okay, we can refine the prompts to sound a bit better, but ChatGPT will understand what we're trying to do. Okay, so rephrase my work experience, emphasizing them as achievements, and measuring, or let's say, and quantifying in metrics, and quantifying in metrics. So I'll just go down Okay, and we are almost done. We're like 90% done. I'll just go down here. I'll open a quote, close the quotes, and in between, I want to copy that initial experience. I'll just come in here, copy this. Okay, copy, and I'll go back to ChatGPT, and then I'll paste it in between. All right, so rephrase this for me, highlight achievements instead of duties, and also put in some metrics. And once I hit enter, we'll wait for it to come up. Okay, wait for it to come up. Now, this is where you must, and I repeat, you must review what ChatGPT gives to you, because sometimes it would make some little errors. And the errors are simply things that you know that this is computer generated, not human. So you want to ensure that it is human. So let's look at the very first one. Okay, it hasn't, really given any metrics here, but let's look at the second. Executed ETL processes on diverse client data sources, leveraging SQL queries to identify trends and insights, resulting in a 25% improvement in operational efficiency. What you did, what was the impact? You'd see that rather than saying executing, you now have executed. This is impact. It is actionable, something that you did. Okay, and what was the result of what you did? What was the impact? It resulted in a 25% improvement in what? Operational efficiency. Okay, developed forecast models predicting future customer behavior and product demands, contributing to a 15% increase in revenue and a 10% reduction in inventory costs. Anybody who sees this would know that you are a superstar. Very, very important. So as you copy this and you go back to paste on your CV, ensure that you read, edit, modify to make it human. And you do this for all your experience, okay? Don't do it for just one, do it for everything, because your experience must be impact driven. It must be measurable and also have your achievements. Very, very important. As I start to wrap up my session, so once you do that, you do another scan and you check, and you'd see that your score would have gone up again. When you get to 80, 85%, you can start to put in that job application. So one simple rule of thumb I want to teach you when converting your duties to achievements is this. Remember, just use this. It's a rule of thumb that you can use. Okay, I used X to build Y, which achieved, or which led to Z. Instead of achieved, let's use led. Okay, which led to Z. Okay, so I used X to build Y, which led to Z. Simple rule of thumb that you can use. So I used Excel to carry out advanced analytics, building automated dashboards, which led to a 25% increase in revenue, or which led to a reduction by 25% in reporting time. I use Excel to do what? To automate our reporting. Y, which led to 25% reduction in reporting time. So I used X to build Y, which led to Z. You can write it down somewhere. It's a rule of thumb you can use to convert your responsibilities and duties into actionable impact, actionable verbs, and also highlighting your achievements using metrics. All right. Now I'm just going to show you some of the ways which I'll share this with you, the highlights of what you have on that CV. Initially, it says interpreting intelligence data, but you convert that to what? Developed automated reports using Tableau. I used X. This is your X. Your Tableau is your X. You use X to do what? To automate your reports. You use Tableau to automate reports. That is your Y. And what is the Z? It led to what? It led to a 20% increase in reports accuracy. So I used X to build Y, which led to Z. Second one, performing ETL processes. Performing is continuous. It shows that anybody else can do it. But when you did it, what did it result to? You enhanced professional what? Efficiency by implementing ETL process on client data and strategically applying SQL queries. Okay, and this led to what? A 30% reduction in procedural bottlenecks. And this is converting your experience into actionable impact. All right, very, very important. ChatGPT can do it for you by you simply using the same prompts I have used. Take my experience ChatGPT and I want you to rephrase them into measurable achievements using what? Metrics. And once you do that, ChatGPT gives you something and you have to ensure you go back and rework, change it, make it your own. And most importantly, you prepare for that interview so hard that you get the very best results. So I'll leave it at this for now. And Efemera is going to come in the next maybe 2-3 minutes and walk us through the career path as a data analyst, as a data scientist. What must I do to have a CV apply to jobs that could get me called for an interview? Okay, so this is when people ask us, what makes us so successful at Tenalytics? This is the singular reason why we have been so successful. We focus a lot more, not just on the technical, because you can learn the technical anywhere, but you can't learn the employability skills, what to do with your CV. What I've done in about 45 minutes is a 5-session activity. You have 5 different classes on tailoring your experience with us at Tenalytics, and we show you what to do, how to make changes practically on a session. And that's what has made people like Muhyiddin, who lives in Ibadan, Nigeria. Muhyiddin getting a job as a business development analyst in the UK. Okay, so how was he able to transition, getting a remote job in the UK from Ibadan in Nigeria? He joined our data analytics program. We worked with him, equipped him with the technical skill, and then also added the employability skills, having a top-notch CV, having the right, he positioned himself rightly with his LinkedIn, his CV, and this got him opportunities. And today he works remotely for the company in the UK. He joined us last year in August, completed his program in December, and he landed the job in February 2024. You also have Oluwadamilare also joining us last year, completed his program, applied to jobs, and we worked with him, prepared him for his interview. We worked with him on his CV and so on and so forth. And today, Oluwadamilare started his role this month in April as a sustainability data analyst as well with a company in the UK, and so many other professionals. I'm going to leave you with a video from Oluwadamilare. This is Abigail. Abigail currently works with the government of Alberta in Canada. She used to be a care worker in Canada, but then she didn't want to stay on that role. And she came to us, joined our business analysis program. And today, Abigail works as a business analyst after completing our business analysis program. All right, or maybe let's listen to a lady. So I'm going to play Abigail's video and I'll leave you with that. But if you've learned something before I play the video, you've learned something exciting, you've learned something new today, type in fantastic into the chat. Type in fantastic into the chat. If you've learned something new, type in fantastic into the chat. Brilliant, absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so just before Efemena comes in, I'll play Abigail's video. It's about 2 minutes, about a 2 minutes long video. We'll listen to Abigail, and then Efemena will walk us through the rest of our session today. You'd have access to the slides. So you can go back and listen to all the amazing professionals, to Damilare, to Muhyiddin, the guy working remotely from Lagos, from Ibadan, working for the company in the UK, and so on and so forth. But let's listen to Abigail, okay? And let's hear what Abigail has to say about her journey with us at Tenalytics. Okay, so I need to be sure you can all hear clearly. So I'll share my sound and just pay attention, sit back, relax, and enjoy Abigail.
Hi guys, my name is Abigail Garga and I want to talk about my journey with Tenalytics and how it has helped me to ace my interview and eventually land that dream job that we always wanted. So my training with Tenalytics has transformed my career as a business analyst. They have coached me really well, thoroughly, with hands-on projects, and the instructors are usually super awesome. Topics that are covered are usually real life experience with a hands-on project where you do as a team, where you do as individual. There's always a one-on-one session if you want. Interview preparation, they use real life experience, they coach you on interview, and they tell you what you are doing right and what you are doing wrong and where you need to improve and where you are perfect, and all of that. I'm recommending Tenalytics to all my friends, to anyone watching this video. Please don't think about it twice when you just try and attend one of these sessions. It will open your mind, it will give you more ideas on what it is all about. Don't be scared. It was working with Tenalytics that gave me the confidence to apply for some job roles that I naturally wouldn't apply, because I feel those job roles are usually too big for me. Like, the name sounds so big, and Tenalytics makes me understand that you can do it as a business analyst. We all got the idea. So I am 100% recommending Tenalytics to anyone that has thought about being a business analyst, a data analyst, or all the analysts that they coach you on. You won't have regret in it. You will come to thank me later. I am happy I joined the Tenalytics. They help you develop your user stories on how to use scenario, on how to use real life experience to answer your interview questions, which is usually what helps you to ace your interview. I am so happy I joined Tenalytics, and I wouldn't have been where I am today without the coaching and help of Tenalytics. I personally would want to thank the coordinator. He's very good at doing his job. His name is Ubong. Please disturb Ubong on everything you need. Like, he's always there 100%. Any time of the day you call him, he picks. It doesn't matter he's sleeping 2 a.m., 1 a.m. I am really recommending Tenalytics. So guys, join Tenalytics and you won't regret it. And Tenalytics, I personally want to thank you for training me, for building my confidence, and for helping me to understand that there's a BA in every one of us. Thank you guys. Bye. Hi guys, my name is Abigail Garga. And
Right. So that's Abigail, and I'm sure you've seen Abigail's story. Somebody in the chat said, I know somebody who completed your program and works with the NHS. We have over 52 alumni working in the NHS at, today, as at the last time we counted. So we have developed that model that goes beyond you just learning the technical skill to what you need to land the job eventually. Okay, so super glad you've learned something. If Femina would come blow your mind with all the different areas. I want data science, data analytics. What should I do? What should I learn? I want business analysis. And Femina will take it up from there. So Ife, over to you.
Fantastic. Okay. Just listening to you, yeah, I honestly want to take another course. I want to start another program, to be very honest with you. I know you guys have had a wonderful time. This has asked you guys to put a one in the chat if you've enjoyed the session so far. And I saw all the ones coming in. Fantastic. I'm really excited that you guys find this session very interesting. All right. But before we move into the technical roles, okay, the key thing most people don't understand about getting a role within the tech space is that it is actually pretty straightforward. It is actually pretty straightforward. Now, why am I saying this straightforward? Okay. Myself and Adeza started years ago when we wanted to transition, and it took us about 2 years to transition into our technical role, into getting our first job. It took us 2 years. All right. So, the question we kept asking ourselves was, should it have taken us 2 years to get out the job that we were doing at that point in time? Okay, should it take us 2 years to get a job as a data analyst, as a data scientist, as a data engineer, or any other career path that you're looking to get into? Should it take you 2 years? All right. And the answer is a big no. It's a large, emphatic no. That it shouldn't take you 2 years to get a job within the tech space. Why? Because there are so many things that you need to do in order for you to get that role. Okay. And there are certain things that you need to know. Hence the reason why we actually started analytics. So analytics is born out of, why is it taking a Nigerian or an African, okay, 2 years to get a job in the tech space? We have a lot of people relocating. We have a lot of people looking for better offers, looking for better jobs, and so on and so forth. There's so many opportunities. And you will notice something, yeah? When they talk about tech skills, what's the word they use to accompany tech skills? All right? The word is global. Okay? It's not local, it's global. Global tech skill. Global tech skill. So, meaning that if you learn a tech skill in your own country, in Kenya, in Tanzania, in South Africa, or in the UK or in the US, it means you can compete globally. So it means that if you have a skill in Nigeria currently, if you learn any of the career paths that you have on the screen today, and you want to compete globally, you want to compete for a job in Poland, in Germany, in France, in Dubai, in the US, in Canada, it's still the same skill. Python in Nigeria is the same Python we use in Canada. The Python you learn in Tanzania is the same Python you use in Kenya or in the US or in the UK. So the skill that you learn today is what will set you up for your future because you have that global skill, you have that global talent that every organization, every country is looking out to get in. Okay? So now we have 8 career paths on the screen that we're going to discuss extensively on today. Okay? We have the role of a business analyst, we have the data analyst, we have the financial analyst, we have the HR analyst, full stack data scientist, we have the data engineer, scrum master, and cybersecurity analyst. Okay, now amongst these 8 juicy, when I say juicy, because we'll talk more on the juicy aspect, don't worry. 8 juicy career paths. Okay, which of these 8 would you be interested in? Let me just put it in the chat. You can select more than one. Don't worry, select as many as you can. All right. So, which of these career paths would you be interested in? Just use the abbreviation DA for data analyst, BA for business analyst, data scientist, DS, DE for data engineer. Just put it in the chat. Let me see. Let me see the career paths that you are interested in today. Okay, fantastic. I can see people even putting as many as 3. Okay, fantastic. As many as you can. Don't worry, put it. I'll explain everything today. All right. DA, SM, DA, all right, see, cybersecurity analyst, data analyst, data scientist. Fantastic. I love that. The key thing that you need to understand is the first thing, first of all, the first thing before we even start talking about the career path is you need to have interest. And I can see from the charts, from what you guys are putting in here, you guys have interest already. So interest is the first thing. Okay. So if you have interest, now I can go ahead to explaining each of these career paths and which one of them suits you better. Okay. And which one of them suits you better. Okay. So there's a reason why we selected this career path. This career path were not selected we're not just random. Okay, it's just that we want to create training program where let's create 8 career paths. That was not what happened. There were necessary thought process that we put in play to ensure that people that go through these courses are getting the result of what they're looking for, which is a better offer, a better job, a better life, flexibility, working remotely. There are so many factors that we looked at that landed us on these 8 career paths. Okay, so the first reason for selecting this career path was ease of learning. So meaning that this tech skill, if you want to learn it now, okay, it's going to take you 7 months, 2 years. You don't need an advanced program. You don't need to do too much. All right, within 2 to 3 months, you can actually learn this ease of learning. That's the first thing that we looked at. So what career path is easy to learn? Ease of learning. So each of these career paths that you have here has that particular feature embedded, ease of learning. Okay. The second part is ease of getting a job. Okay. You don't want to learn a skill today and it takes you another 2 years to get a job. All right. You want to learn a skill and in the next 2, 3 months, you are getting offers, you're getting interviews, you are active in the job market. Within a month, you're getting an offer. Within 2 months, you have a job. Those are the things, fast track your career path. So ease of getting a job. So, and one thing I love about the tech space is it makes you practical. It makes you practical. See what we did today, the CV session, it's practical. So, and I want you guys to be practical about your experience. I want you to be practical about your career. So you can actually go online to any job board and just type in business analyst, data analyst on the job board. And you'll find out that quite a number of job opportunities are open every single day, not week, not every month. All right. Every single day, there's a new opportunity in one organization, in a startup, in a Fortune 500 company. There are opportunities coming up every single day. Okay. So ease of getting a job is faster because organizations are continuously looking for these people. All right. So we'll talk about ease of learning, something you can learn within 3 months, within 2, 3 months, and you're done. All right. And you are in the job market looking for a job. Okay. Now, the job also, are they available? Yes. All right. Ease of getting a job because there's so much demand for them. Okay. It's easy for you to latch onto the opportunity of getting a job. The last one is high and rewarding salary. High and rewarding salary. That's the fantastic part. I mean, that's the reason why I delved into the tech space, amongst other things. The first thing was, can I get a good salary? Can I get a good compensation package that would, compensate me for the work I am doing? Exactly. So that's exactly the third aspect that we considered. So ease of learning, ease of getting a job, and high and rewarding salary. We all know tech professionals earn a lot, but you don't know how much you can actually earn. We'll talk more about salaries you can earn in each of the career paths that we're going to be looking at today. So you see, the reason for selecting these 8 career paths was not just random. It was a lot of data, a lot of thought process, a lot of investigation, a lot of things that we've put in place to ensure that you going through this training program ensures that you are getting an offer, and that's the reason why we have had so much success. I mean, we have over 2,000 alumni that have transitioned into the tech space, and I'll talk more about that in other sessions. But one thing I'd like to say every single time is it always seems impossible until it is done. I just shared some testimonials today, okay? And you look at it like, oh, Abigail, it might just be 1 in a million per chance that she was able to get a job. Oh, and there are so many other people that have gotten a job, people getting jobs as data scientists, as data analysts, as business analysts. These guys are getting the offer. All right? It always seems impossible until it is done. So the key thing that you need to take away from this session again today is start. All right. The difference between you and people that have gotten offers is the fact that they started. That's the only thing. That's the only difference between you and these people. The fact that they took over that initiative to start. A lot of people are in that analysis paralysis phase where they are always overthinking the solution, overthinking the problem. Okay, oh, can I get a job? Would I be able to use my experience? And you're overthinking, and that's how you keep kicking the ball down the field without making any decision. So the key thing that differentiates you from these professionals and the other 2,000 plus people that we've helped is the fact that they started. They made that initial step to say, oh, I want to do this. Let me try. Okay. But we'll talk more about that. So now the key question in which we are going to spend the next maximum 30 minutes to talk about is how can you get into any of these career paths? How can you get into any of these career paths? And we're going to start first with the role of a business analyst. Okay. This is the role of the business analyst. Now, the business analyst role is a very interesting role. The role of the business analyst is a very interesting role. There's a lot of misconception out there about the role of the business analyst, but I'll explain it to you. All you need to do is just drink cold water. If you have cold water next to you, drink water, okay? Because I'm going to explain it to you and make you understand a lot better. that you ever, you know. So we're going to start with the role of the business analyst. So who is a business analyst? Okay. The first thing you need to understand for the role of the business analyst that this professional, okay, is process, deals majorly with process. All right. So every organization has different processes. All right. Take, for example, today, in order for you to buy a product on Jumia, in order for you to buy a product on Amazon, in order for you to do, to purchase a product on any e-commerce platform, there is a process that you go through in order for you to purchase a product. Correct? So if you want to buy a laptop and you want to buy it from Jumia, what do? You have to go to the website. There's a process, and let me walk you through the process. You go to their website, you type in the search for the laptop that you want to buy. Okay, you see the laptop that you want to buy, you add it to your cart. From adding to the cart, you click on buy, then you put in your card details, then you purchase the product. All right, an email will be sent to you to tell you that, oh, thank you very much, Joseph, for purchasing this laptop, blah, blah, blah. Your tracking ID is this, blah, blah, blah. This product will be delivered within the next 2-3 days, blah, blah, and everything there's a structure. There is a process that takes from you going to the website to the product getting to your door. All right. That means there is a process that they go through in order for that to happen. Okay. So you see, the business analyst is focused on process. All right. And what they do is to see how this process can be more efficient. Okay. How this process can become more efficient than it used to be. So if Jumia, I'm not saying Jumia, let me use another product, let me use another company. Let's say another e-commerce firm. Let's say tech support. Okay. Tech support is the name of the e-commerce platform. Tech support e-commerce. Okay. All right. Let's say tech support. Basically, if you order something from tech support e-commerce, it takes them about 4 days to deliver the product. Okay. So if you order something on tech support e-commerce, okay, it takes about 4 days for them to deliver the product. 4 days. That might be a lot. And their competitor, okay, is doing it in 2 days. Okay. Their competitor is doing it in 2 days. So it's the same product. They are selling the same product. It's not different. Okay. But tech support e-commerce is delivering their product in 4 days. But the other competitor is doing it in 2 days. It's the same price, it's the same product, nothing is different. What would you do as a customer? You would rather go to the competitor, okay? You rather go to the competitor to buy that same product, okay? It's not unique, it's the same product, it's the same device, it's the same everything. I'd rather go to the competitor because I'm going to get it faster. So you see, tech support, okay, would likely be losing out on customers, okay? We're losing out on quite a chunk of customers because of these expected delivery dates. So as the business analyst, you are going to investigate the process in which products can be purchased and delivered, okay? So, and that's what we call the current state. We would assess the current state, okay, of the business, okay? We'll assess the current state to see, okay, currently we are doing it for 4 days. We'll understand the process to ensure that, this is how we're doing it in 4 days. So now we're going to, obviously, the business analyst will also look at competitor, which we call benchmarking, competitor analysis, and so on and so forth, okay? We look at competitors, not just one competitor. We look at other competitors and find out on average, okay, how many days do they take to deliver their own products? Let's say on average, it takes about maybe 2.5, 3 days, okay? So you as a business analyst with tech support e-commerce, what would you do, okay? You look at a way to get the way to do this maybe within a day or maximum 2 days, okay? So this is the current state. This is what we call the current state. And this is what we call the future state, okay? This is what we call the future state, all right? So you see, the business analyst is looking for ways they can improve certain process. So rather than you delivering in 4 days, business analysts will be looking at how they can deliver within a day, okay? You order today, you get it the next day. Is it possible? That's the role of the business analyst, to find out how it is possible to do that. Okay, so this person, the business analyst, is more focused around process within the organization. All right, within the organization. It could be leave, okay? It could be leave days, okay? It could be as little as leave days. if you want to apply for leave days within your organization, how fast can you apply for leave and you get a response? So you see, there are different processes within the organization, and that's where the business analyst focuses on trying to make these processes within the organization as effective and efficient as possible. Okay, so now what do you need to learn to become a business analyst? What do you need to learn to become a business analyst? The first thing we're going to talk about is analytics. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is data analytics. So from our experience working within, working for different firms and also helping people get into the tech space, okay, we've seen that the majority of the recruiters are now looking for analytic skills. There's a trend nowadays. You'll see people talking about, oh, I'm looking for a Christian girl that has some body vibes. Do you understand? You have those kind of things, people talking about it. So recruiters now are also looking for business analysts with a spice of data analytics. And they are looking for business analysts that has some features of a data analyst. And that's the reason why you see roles like business data analyst now coming up in majority of the organization. Okay, you see roles like business data analyst. So essentially, that person is a business analyst that has features of a data analyst. Okay, all right. So there are two different career paths, two distinctive different career paths. But now recruiters are like looking at how you can be a business analyst, okay, but have some qualities of a data analyst. And that's the reason why we try to, match you up with the most up-to-date curriculum. So that when you're entering into the job market, you are at the top of the pack. You're not at the bottom. So if you meet a recruiter today, even if they're not looking for data analytics skills, they're looking for a pure business analyst. Okay, you can actually push it to them to tell them that, oh yes, I do have data analytics skills, and these are the things that I've done, these are the projects I've worked on, these are my impacts in the projects I've worked on, and so on and so forth. So you have that add-on value that you can sell to potential recruiters, even if they're not looking for it. All right. And if they're looking for it, fantastic. You have those skills already, which gives you that advantage within the job market. All right. So when you're talking about up-to-date curriculum, guys, when you're talking about up-to-date, well-thought-out curriculum to ensure you success in the job market, guess where that platform is? Analytics. All right. We're always, 10 steps ahead of the job market to ensure that you're getting the value that you need in the job market itself. So when you're talking about business analysis, okay, all right, we've infused data analytics. All right, we've infused data analytics. So you're going to be learning Excel, you're going to be learning Power BI, and you're going to be learning SQL. So you will know how to do the work of a data analyst. Okay, you cannot replace the data analyst. Okay, but you will know what to do as a data analyst. So you would have experience building projects in Excel, building projects in data, Power BI, and also SQL. Okay, I will do a little bit of search at the end of the session to show you that these are the things that recruiters are looking for. All right. Upon completing that aspect of data analytics, you move into the core aspect of business analysis. All right. So, like I mentioned, the role of the business analyst is more process improvement, more process refined. Okay. So, the first thing you learn is process mapping to map out the current process. How is it from A to N, from A to Z? Okay. And also mapping out the future state. How should it look like in the future after improvement has taken place? All right. Then you talk about project initiation planning. Okay, you go ahead with that. You agile and scrum for projects, software development lifecycle, requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis and engagement, and also AI for business analysis. You also get to learn how to use ChatGPT for business analysis, making you a more efficient, and superlative professional that you are. Okay, so you see, it's a combination of three things. So you're going to learn data analytics, you're going to learn the core BA skills, and then after you will still learn how to use AI for business analysis. Is that not well packed? Don't you think that is well packed, guys? Don't you think that is well packed? Put a one in the chat if you think that is very, very robust, guys. Okay. Now, the learning timeline for you to become a business analyst is very easy. Okay, it's 4 months. It takes you about 4 months to become a business analyst, to learn, to work on projects and get started. Okay, so you have 2 months of learning experience of you learning and working on projects on the side, learning and working on projects on the side. Upon completing the training program for 2 months, you also have another free internship. Can somebody say free? Free. You're not paying for this. 2 months again of immersive internship experience. And I use the word immersive, not just to replace anything. Immersive in the sense that you're going to be the one working on those projects. And these projects are real life projects. Now, these projects are going to be web app development projects, okay? You'll be working on with an organization, and you'll be developing an actual web application from ideation to completion, okay, to deployment. You'll be working from it end to end. So if you're talking to a recruiter, you'll be talking based on real life experience. These are the things that get you ahead of every other person within the job market looking to transition. All right. So 4 month learning experience, 2 months of learning, and 2 months again of immersive free internship, free of charge. You're not doing anything. You're not paying for that. Okay. So you have live classes on Saturday and you have live classes on Sunday. Okay. And these classes are divided for the guys in the guys in Africa, the guys in Europe, and the guys in America. Okay. So we have the morning session tailored to the guys in Africa and Europe. Okay. So if you're in the UK, you're in Germany, you're somewhere in Africa, you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, Togo, you're in whatever country you are, okay, we have the morning session tailored to you. So the session starts from 11 o'clock in the morning to 2 p.m. West African time. 11 in the morning, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And on Saturday, evening session, which is majorly tailored for the guys in America, Canada, and so on. Okay, we have the evening session between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. That would be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, Mountain Standard Time, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And on Sunday, we have the classes, we have classes for the afternoon session and the evening session. The afternoon session is tailored for the guys in EU, UK, and Africa. Okay, so 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time on Sunday. And in the evening, which will be for the guys in Canada, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And those are for guys in Canada and the US. So we have a session designed specifically for you to make you a bit more, a time zone that will get you started, a time zone that will be more comfortable for you to attend the live classes. Okay, so you will be working with tools like Excel, SQL, Power BI, Lucidchart, Confluence, Jira, Journal.io, Trello, ChatGPT. You'll be working with the key technologies to get you started. So when they say something is robust, this curriculum is robust than anything you'll find anywhere on the surface of this planet. Okay, if you go to the sun or you go to Mars, you probably see something different. But on planet Earth, this is the most robust curriculum you can actually get anywhere. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. Okay, let's talk about the role of the data analyst. Okay, now a lot of people confuse the role of the business analyst with the role of a data analyst. A lot of people come up. What's the difference between business analysis and data analytics? They are two different roles, two entirely different roles. And I'll explain it to you. All right. So the role of the data analyst is centered more around data, like the word itself, data analyst is centered around the word. Okay. Now, the data analyst basically will be using data to do what? To answer questions. Okay. All right. So this is the person that will be answering questions within the organization. What kind of question would the data analyst be answering? Okay, multiple choice question, theory questions. That's wrong. It's not multiple choice. Okay, I will tell you. All right. So there are two major questions that a data analyst will be answering, which is what happened? Kilo shele. What happened? What happened? When you meet your friend now, okay, you've not seen your friend for a while. You're like, what's up? Tell me what has been happening. What's happening in your life? Okay. And you start to, in 2017, I did this. In 2015, I did that. Basically telling a story about what has happened. Okay. So also, you want to find out as a data analyst, why did it happen? Why did it happen? Okay. Why did it happen? All right. So you know what happened? Why did it happen? Why? Why did it happen? So let's take a very typical example. Let's say you're working with, let's say you're working with a bank. Okay, working with a bank, and we're looking at revenue for 2023. So we have January, we have February, we have March, we have April, we have May, we have June. Let's just stop in June for now. So in January, all right, the CEO, the CFO, or any organization or any stakeholder within the organization, key stakeholder could ask the data analyst, can I get a report on what happened last year? Okay, in terms of revenue. So can I get a report on what happened last year in terms of revenue? Okay, so the data analyst is the professional, is this professional that will now go and look at the data for the business. We'll go and look at the data for the business to figure out what happened in the business last year in terms of revenue. Okay, so the data analyst will now start answering this question. That's the first question he's going to look at. What happened? Okay, in January, we made a revenue of 20 million. In February, it decreased to 11 million. In March, it increased to 22 million. In April, we got to 40 million. In March, we got back to 12 million. Okay, and in June, we did 11.5 million. Okay, now, this is what happened January to June 2023. It's the data analyst job to do this. What happened? What happened in terms of revenue? Oh, in January, we did 20 million. In February, we did 11 million. In March, we did 22 million. In April, we did 40 million. In March, we went back to 12 million. And in June, we did 11.5 million. Now, as the data analyst, or even when you're doing this report to the key stakeholders within the business, you know, there's an outlier. Something happened last year. Okay, so on average, 20 million, 11 million, 22 million, 12 million, on average, let's just say about 15 million. We make 15 million every month. Okay, on average. Okay, but you see, in April, something fantastic happened in April. We did 40 million. Okay, $40 million. Okay, we made in the month of April. That's fantastic. And we know the reason why. Okay, why this happened. So this is now when you start to do what we call diagnostic analytics. Okay, you are trying to diagnose the reason why that particular thing happened. Why did you make $40 million in the month of April? Do you understand? This is the role of the data analyst. The data analyst will still use data to answer this question. Okay, why did we make 40 million compared to every other month? So now you see the data analyst building dashboard, building reports to track, to ensure, to answer these questions. All right. Now, the data analyst will do the investigation. What kind of customers did we target? What marketing initiative did we put in place? What kind of, spending habit, customer demographics? You do all those kinds of analysis to find out why you were able to make, or why the business was able to make $40 million. Okay, and the reason why is because if I know the reason why I made $40 million as a business in April, if I know the reason why that happened, I would translate it to every other single month. Rinse and repeat. Okay, rinse and repeat the strategy. So if it's a particular marketing strategy, okay, that we did that led to $40 million, please let's continue. Let's continue. Let's improve on that particular process. Now, that's where the business analyst will now look at that process of marketing campaign and doing all those things to ensure it's more efficient and so on and so forth. But in terms of decoding, deciphering certain issues within the business, that is the role of the data analyst, using data to analyze the business, to figure out things, insights. And these are the insights that we use, that businesses are looking for. Insights. This is exactly what you're doing. So the role of the the data analyst rather, is answering questions. And what are these questions? What happened and why did it happen? So what happened, okay, is what we call descriptive analytics, is what we refer to as descriptive analytics. You are describing an event. You're describing what happened last year. And the next one is, why did it happen? That's when you talk about diagnostic analytics. Okay, fantastic, isn't it? And this is the role of the data analyst, answering questions. What happened and why did it happen? Now, what are they going to use to answer these questions? They are going to use data to answer these questions. So now, what do you need to learn to become a data analyst? Okay, what tools would you use in answering these questions? Okay, all right. You'll be using, the first thing you need to learn is problem solving. Okay, you need to learn problem solving. That's the most essential skill set of a data analyst is problem solving, because you're going to be answering a lot of questions. Okay, which are potentially problems to the business. So it could be a good problem or it could be a bad problem. So you see the example I used just now, $40 million. That's not a bad problem. That's a good problem. We made $40 million. That's not a bad problem. But the key question now is, how can we continue to make 40 million or even more than 40 million? Okay, that's exactly where it becomes a problem. Okay, to figuring out how we can continue to make good money within the business. So problem solving is an essential skill set of a data analyst. And there are so many methodologies, so many frameworks that you will learn that will make you answer this question in a more insightful way than any other person that you find yourself outside. Okay, so this is where you start to build what we call your data storytelling, your data deciphering skills. Okay, so you learn data and problem solving, you move to Excel, you move to SQL. So these are the key technologies that you need to learn. The key technologies, obviously, we have, let me get away pen real quick. So you have Excel, okay? You have Excel, you have SQL, you have Power BI, you have Tableau. These are the key technologies that you need to have, all right? In order for you to answer those questions. What happened and why did it happen? Now you find out that majority of these tools are more visualization tools, okay, for visualizing. Okay, so you're going to be doing a lot of visualization. Hence the reason why you see a lot of data analysts building dashboards, okay, dashboards and building reports. Okay, that's what they are used for. Okay, so you learn Excel, you learn SQL, you learn Power BI, and you learn Tableau. Now the essential skill set you need to learn also is data storytelling, because you're going to be answering questions within the organization. You need to you're telling a story. So if what happened last month or you need to tell it as a story. So this is where you now use data storytelling, okay, to be able to communicate your insights. It's not just, 50% of our customers are male, 49% are female, 1%. No, that's not data storytelling. There is a way you tell your story that will make it captivating, that will make stakeholders respect you more, and also understand the impact of your work within the business itself. So data storytelling is an essential skill set of a data analyst. Now, you would also get to work with AI, okay, as a data analyst, okay? You get to work with ChatGPT for analytics. And last but not the least, also Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. This is a relatively new technology Microsoft has deployed to replace so many other tools, okay? So Microsoft Fabric is a one-stop shop for analytics within the organization. So from deployment pipeline, to Power BI, to reporting, to communication, to engagement, everything is done in Microsoft Fabrics. So you would also learn this new technology. And you see, one thing that you need to have at the back of your mind, learning with analytics, is you are learning from professionals in the industry, people that know exactly what is attainable. So Microsoft Fabrics at this point in time it is not high in demand just yet. Okay. But you see, before the end of the year, early next year, this will be an essential technology for majority of the organizations running Power BI. All right. So everybody wants to learn Power BI. This particular tool is going to be embedded. Power BI is going to be embedded as part of Microsoft Fabric, or it's already embedded. Okay. So it's likely going to become, a very sought after skill. And the reason why we're teaching you now, okay, is so that in the future, 6 months down the line, 5 months down the line, you're not going to be starting to learn Microsoft Fabrics like every other individual outside. All right. You would have learned, you would have built projects, making you in demand at that time when it becomes in demand. So, we're taking you one step ahead of the job market. We're always thinking one step ahead of the job market. So when you're learning problem solving, you're learning Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, the key technologies to get you that role. All right. You would also learn how to tell stories with your data. You would learn how to use AI for analytics, and you get to wrap it up with Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. I mean, when you're talking about robust robust, something that is robust. Okay. This is robust, guys. This is robust. You can't find anything better than this anywhere else. So now, in terms of the learning timeline, how long should you learn to become a data analyst? I'll tell you in a few seconds. Now, to become a data analyst, it takes you 4 months, just 4 months, 3 months of learning, 3 months of learning, 3 months of learning. This is you learning and building projects. So as you're learning, you're working on projects. You're learning, working on projects. Now, once you finish, you also get 1 month free virtual internship. Can somebody say free? Another free package, okay? Free virtual internship. So you know the reason why we offer this free internship, I'll tell you in a few seconds. I'll digress a little bit. You see, I get a lot of DMs on LinkedIn, on Instagram, literally almost all my social media platforms. Oh, if Imena, I'm learning on Udemy, I just want to, can I get a free internship? Can I get a free internship? Can I work with you for free? Do you understand? People are begging for this free internship, and we're offering it for free. Do you understand? We are giving you this free virtual experience so that you're not going to be leaving analytics to start looking for free internship. You're going to be looking to get in a job, an actual paying job. Okay? So we are building you for the future. We're building you to get into the workforce, not to start learning. Okay? We're building you to get into. And this is the reason why we've had a huge success within the tech space, getting people interested and also getting them into the classes, into their job role. Okay, so we have for the data analytics, we only have live classes on Saturday. Okay, only live classes on Saturday. We have the morning and the evening session tailored for different time zones. So if you're in Africa, you're in Europe, okay, you have 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. Okay, and we have the evening session for 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the guys in Canada and the guys in the US. So even in Canada, US, we have the time tailored to you, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And for the morning session, we have EU, UK, Africa, and that is between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. On Sunday, you are allowed to work on more projects, self-paced projects, self-paced watch me do it project. So these WMDI videos basically stand for watch me do it. Okay. So these are self-paced videos that allows you to practice at your own pace as a beginner. All right. As a beginner, we'll talk more on these watch me do it videos, but you're giving these watch me do it videos to practice at your own pace. All right. To learn better at your own pace and get you to practice, build projects and so on at your own pace. Okay. So, let's move on to the next thing. So these are the key technologies you need to learn in order for you to get started. I mean, this is robust. Okay. So now, another key role that gets a lot of confusion is the role of the data scientist. All right. You see a lot of people asking questions. If Ifemena, Adeza, analytics, what's the difference between data analytics and data science? I love the two of them. I want to do the two. Let's talk about it now. Relax. I'll tell you the difference between data analytics and data science. Now, we've talked extensively about the data analyst. Now, let's talk about the data scientist, okay? Let's talk about the data scientist. This is another called data professional. The key word there is still data. So this data scientist would also be answering questions, okay? Okay, we'll be answering questions, answer questions, okay? All right, answer questions. So they're answering questions. The data scientist, the data analyst, they both answer questions, okay? They both answer questions, as simple as that, okay? But now, the type of question that they're answering, okay, let's examine it, okay? Now, for the data scientist, okay, they answer 3 questions. They answer 3 questions. What happened? Okay. What happened? Okay. Why did it happen? So why did it happen? Kilo de toshele. I don't know how to say that in Yoruba. Okay. What happened? Why did it happen? And last but not the least, what will happen? What will happen? What will? Right? This role is a switch role. Every role is a switch role. Okay. What will happen? Sorry, I went going to put happen. Okay. So 3 questions. The data scientist will answer 3 type of questions. what happened, why did it happen, and what will happen. So there's a third question. There's a third question in there. What will happen? Okay? What will happen? So this is the key role of the data scientist. So the data analyst, the data scientist will be able to answer the question, what happened? Would also be able to answer the question, why did it happen? Now, the last part is what will happen. That's what differentiates the role of the data scientist from the role of the data analyst. What will happen? The future. Okay? What will happen in the future? That's exactly what makes the data scientist and different from the data analyst. What will happen? Okay? Now let's use the same rule, okay, of the band. January all the way to December, okay, 2023. And we're looking at 2023. We're looking at revenue, okay? So January, I'll just draw like a line chart. I'll just draw like a line chart, okay? Okay? Let's say this is the trend of revenue in 2023, okay? This is the trend of revenue in 2023. Now, this has answered the question, what happened? Okay. And also the data scientists will also figure out why certain things happen. I mean, we made a lot of money this month. Okay. Why did it happen? Okay. We also made another, a significant spike in this month. We need to know why that particular thing happened. We had a dip this month. We need to know why there's a dip that particular month. So basically, the data scientists will also figure out why did we get more revenue in this month? Why did we get more revenue this month? Why did we have less revenue this month? And so on and so forth. Okay. Now, the next thing is 2024. We already know what happened January to December 2023. We also want to find out what would happen in the year 2024. Let's say January to June. Okay. What will happen? Are we going to make money? Are we going to make a loss? Are we going to do this or that? What will happen? So the fact that this is going into the future, they are going into the future. You've not seen 2024. They're just shouting Happy New Year. Okay? The data scientists can start to extrapolate. Okay? I've used the big word and I love it. I'll use plenty of big words. Okay? Extrapolate to go into the future. Okay? Okay? To go into the future, to make predictions, to predict what would likely happen. All right. So if you remember during the CAF World Cup, is it CAF Cup, CAF, that's African Cup of Nations or something like that. There was a cat. Anytime there's a match that is about to play, when Nigeria and I can't remember the country now was about to play, okay, you see the cat will walk towards it and predict who will win. Okay, so people do that prediction to find out, is Nigeria going to win or is Ghana going to win? Okay, all right, Nigeria versus Ghana. Who is going to win? You see the cat will now walk and go and eat out of Nigeria's cup or out of Ghana's cup. That's prediction. So the event has not happened. The event has not happened at all. Okay, and you're trying to figure out what will happen. So that's the role of the data scientist. Now, because of that singular thing, what happened? That's where machine learning comes in play. That's where machine learning comes to play. Okay, that's what we also call statistical modeling. Okay, okay, that's where it comes to play. So this is where the data analyst cannot do this one. The data analyst will just say hands up. Okay, oh yeah, data scientist, I've done my part. I'll hand over to you. Okay. All right. So that's the role of the data scientist. The fact that they can use machine learning to understand events that has happened and also extrapolate into the future what will happen. Who will win between Nigeria and Ghana? Okay. What would be, the stock price of a particular organization in 6 months' time? What would be the price of Bitcoin? All right. In the next 9 months, in the next 10 months, you forecasting what the price of this particular product will be in the future. That's when you start to use machine learning, predictive modeling, statistical modeling. And you see, this is where it gets interesting because it's not every other person that can predict. I mean, if you can predict, that's the reason why you have, all this, they call them seers, okay? That, they pay them to say, like, tell me what my future is going to look like. So as a data scientist, you won't pay any seer anymore. I mean, you will model your life. and you forecast into your life that this is where I will be in 10 years. And I get excited about data science because that's where predictive modeling, you going into the future and telling the business this will happen if we continue at this particular pace. So if you're riding with me, if you're following me, please drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are flowing with me today. All right. So the difference between the data scientist and the data analyst is that third question: what will happen? Prediction, machine learning, statistical modeling, so on and so forth. Fantastic. I love you guys. Honestly speaking, I love every one of you. You guys have been the most engaging set of people I've facilitated with, in a very long time. All right. What do you need to learn to become a data scientist? All right. We'll walk through it in the next 5 minutes. So the first thing you need to learn is statistics. Not statistics like you did in secondary school and university. Everybody ran away from statistics. Now you're looking at statistics as a business professional. And I understood statistics a lot better when I started studying data science. So stuff like measure of central tendency, mean, median, mode. When I was learning it in university, even at university level, I did economics and I was studying statistics. All right. When they would say, find the median value, I could find the median value, but I never knew the reason why you needed to get the middle value. Median value is the middle number. Now, in what scenario would I use the middle number for anything? Okay. In what scenario would I use the middle number for something good? But I found that challenging. Okay, I found that very challenging. And starting data science, I saw the impact of the median value. I mean, you can use it for missing values, you can use it for outlier detections, you can use it for so many features, within data science. So that you'll start to learn statistics in a different light that will get you to understand, that will get you interested in statistics. So you learn statistics, and statistics is divided into two: inferential statistics and descriptive statistics. You get to understand this. You get to see how it impacts a business, an actual business. All right. And I'll show you some case studies you get to work on in the data science class itself. So you have statistics, you get to work with Excel and Tableau, and you get to do this. You get to work with Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics. So you'll be able to use Excel like the data analyst. You'll be able to use Tableau like the data analyst. The key feature you'll be able to do better is the predictive aspect. Okay, predicting and forecasting. So the data analyst will not be able to extrapolate, go into the future and tell the reason why what will happen. Okay. But you as a data analyst, you'll be able to use Excel to do prediction. You'll also be using a Tableau to do the same thing, forecasting and predictive analytics. So you'll be learning Excel and Tableau. Now, moving on to SQL, you would also learn Python, okay, exploratory data analysis. If you remember the CV we talked about, you see, exploratory data analysis was one of the skill sets that was needed for the data role, okay? Now, we also talk about machine learning, computer vision, and after computer vision, you would also look at NLP, natural language processing. These are key skills, robust skills that will get you different roles within the tech ecosystem as a data scientist. You would also get to work with GitHub for version control. And you also get to work with AI tools. Now, as a data scientist, you'll get to work with ChatGPT and also GitHub Copilot. You'll get to work with AI tools for programming, for coding. So when we say we have a robust curriculum, guys, I need to repeat myself so you understand. We have a robust curriculum to ensure that you're not just learning mundane tools, you're learning tools that will get you tools that are in demand at the moment. So you learn ChatGPT, you learn GitHub Copilot for programming, and also last but not the least, you will also learn Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. Okay, so end to end. So, and this is the reason why we call it full stack, because you're not just learning Python, you're learning Excel, you're learning Tableau, you're learning SQL, you're learning Microsoft Fabrics, you're using AI tools. So that's why we call it full stack. So regardless of anywhere you find yourself, if it's Cutlass that they use, you have Cutlass. If it is Dagger that they use, there is Dagger. If you need an M15, we have M15. You would have all those arsenals in your tool sets. Okay, you have all those machineries within your tool set. Oh, we need Excel, you have Excel. We need Tableau, you have Tableau. We need SQL, you have SQL. We need computer vision, you have computer vision. You need everything well robust and well packed to get you started in data science. This is exactly what you need. All right, if you're looking to become a data scientist. Now, learning is for 4 months also, 3 months of learning and 1 month of immersive free internship. immersive. I'll keep saying the word immersive because this is now when you start using the skills to solve actual business cases, business scenarios, actual business problems. Okay, so the live classes is similar to that of the data analyst. Okay, so you have classes for Africa and Europe, and you also have classes for Canada and the US. So you have the morning session, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, tailored for the guys in Africa and Europe, and also for the evening session, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the guys in the US and in Canada. Tons of opportunity for you looking to getting started. Now let's examine the other roles in the next. I think I'm taking too much time. So I'll probably just hasten up a little bit so I don't keep you on the call for too long. Okay, so financial analytics, okay, and I'll be very quick with this one. Financial analytics is a data analyst, okay, and I'll put this in the best way. You'll see the key technologies you're going to learn, okay, this is data analytics. So the financial analytics professional is a data analyst. Don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing. Sorry, don't get it twisted. Okay. Data analytics, financial analytics, okay, is a financial analytics professional has all the qualities of a data analyst. So it means that you can also actually still work as a data analyst. But now what makes you different from what makes you different from the data analyst is the financial aspect, finance, the finance aspect, corporate finance, okay? Okay, corporate, okay, the investment banking aspect. They are call it investment banking, IB. Okay, so you will learn data analytics as a financial analytics professional. You will learn data analytics like a data analyst. Okay, so you learn problem solving, you learn Excel, you learn Power BI, you learn SQL like a data analyst. Okay, but now what makes you different is the ability to the laser focus you have on investment banking, finance, corporate finance, and so on. Now you've learned data analytics. Now you start to implement it within the finance domain. Okay, so you'll be able to analyze financial statements. You'll be able to analyze what we call, you'll be able to build your own financial models. You'll be able to do valuation. You'll be able to do sensitivity and scenario analysis. So these are using data analytics skills, but you'll be able to do more within the finance domain. Now, the data analyst cannot work as a financial analyst. All right, you go into the data analytics training program and not get your role within financial analytics. But the financial analyst, okay, would be able to take on some data analytics role, okay, in cognizance also to getting roles within the financial domain, okay. So that's what makes it sought after. Now, if you take a picture, just think about it, which organization doesn't have a finance team? Every organization. Okay. So this is where your skill puts you ahead of the market also. So you can apply for data analyst roles. You can also apply for financial analyst roles, commercial analysts, financial planning, and so on and so forth. Okay. So it gives you that, data analytics plus finance background gets you started within financial analytics. Now, to become a financial analytics is also for 4 months, 3 months of learning, 1 month of immersive learning experience, of your internship experience, okay? 1 month of immersive free internship, okay? So this is where you start to build more projects, own your skills, and get started within the tech space. So we have the same classes, same timing for the data analyst training program. We have the Saturday live classes. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the guys in Nigeria, the guys in Africa, the guys in Europe, and also the evening session, which is going to be the morning for the guys in Canada and the US, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's for the guys in Canada and the US. So if you're looking to become a financial analyst, where you'll be using data, you'll learn data analytics, and you would also learn finance, okay, financial analytics. All right, combining those two together to get you into the tech space, this is exactly what you need to get started. Sunday also, you have the Watch Me Do It videos that would help you work on more projects, self-paced projects to get you started within the tech space. Okay, now let's move on to the next person. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is the role of the financial analyst, the role of the HR analyst. Okay, so the role of the HR analyst is very interesting also. So the HR analyst is also like the data analyst. So you'll see the key skills you're going to learn are they are the key skills of the data analyst. So you'll still learn data analytics. You'll learn data analytics, problem solving to Excel, to Power BI, and SQL. Well, now, what makes you different from the data analyst is also that laser focus that you have on HR, okay? Using analytics to solve key HR problems, attrition, recruitment errors, and so on and so forth. And you're using analytics to make the HR role more intuitive, more responsible, more strategic than ever before, okay? So that's exactly what you need to learn. So you'll be learning data analytics like a data analyst. So you would have those data analytics skills. What makes you different is that laser focus on HR function, on the HR function. Okay, so now you'll be using analytics to solve HR related problems. Okay, that's what makes you different. Okay, now this is where you start to work with HR analytics lifecycle, HR analytics and performance evaluation, HR analysis and dashboarding, collaboration and report automation, building your case and creating action, and last but not the least, you still work with ChatGPT for analytics. So it's very robust, getting you started within the analytics space and also the HR analytics space. All right. And there are tons of opportunity. We'll explore that, later on, before we finish the training program today. So the learning timeline for this is 4 months. Okay. 3 months of learning, 1 month of immersive internship experience. Okay. So you'll notice that there's a trend, learning experience and also internship experience consistently for all the training programs that we'll be talking about. So you have the morning session and you have the evening session. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, okay? And you'll be doing that for Europe and Africa. And the evening session, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the guys in Canada and the US, okay? So this is using data analytics to solve human resources problem within the organization. Now, guess what again? Which organization doesn't have people? All right. Which organization doesn't have the HR department? It's an important function. Now, this is the key thing. You use the analytics to solve human-related problems within, employee-related problems, recruitment-related problems within the organization. There are so many applications, compensation, benefits, and so on and so forth. You use analytics to do this. And they are in huge demand, high demand, okay? Extensive. Now, moving on to the next thing before we call it a day, okay? We have the role of the data engineer, okay? So quite a number of people indicated that they want to become data engineer. Who is the data engineer? Very simple. I'll do this in like 2 minutes, okay? So we don't take too much of your time today. The data engineer is also a core data professional. The key word there is data. Or who is this data engineer? The data engineer is more or less what I'll call this person a mover, okay? Okay, that's the simplest way I would say it, a mover, okay? So take, for example, you have a house, okay? You have a building. Let's say this is your house, okay? This is your house, okay? This is your house, and this is the entrance, okay? Pardon my, but you have a borehole outside your house. You have the borehole at a certain location, okay? So this is your water source. This is the water, okay? Water source, okay? Now, this is the water source. You have water, this is the borehole, but there's no water in the house, okay? So you need to build a pipeline that will take water from the borehole into the house to get water into the house, okay? That's exactly what you need. So this pipeline, moving data from this water source into the destination, I'll call this is the destination, okay? Destination. That's the role of the data engineer, okay? So organizations generate data, okay? Generate data, okay? So we'll call that the data source, okay? So there are usually a lot of data sources for organization. Take, for example, a company like Amazon, okay? A company like Amazon, one of the major data source is their website, So all the products that you buy on Amazon, on AliExpress, on Alibaba, all those, majority of the data is being generated from their websites. The likes of Instagram, the application, that's their data source. That's one of the major data sources that they have, okay? So now, they generate data on their websites, okay? But the data analyst and the data scientist, okay, they need data to do their work. We talked about the role of the data analyst and the data scientist, that they use data to answer questions, okay? They use data to answer questions, but they need data to do this work. Okay, so they need data. So the data engineer is the person that will build the pipeline from the data source to the destination. Okay, that will move data from this place to make it available, all right, for the data analyst and the data scientist. So that's why I call them a mover. So they're moving data from the data source to the data destination. Okay, all right, from source location to destination location. That's the role of the data engineer. All right, that's essentially the role of the data engineer. There are more complexities, more things that would take into consideration in the future. So we'll talk more on that as we continue. Okay. So basically, that's the role of the data engineer, moving data from one location to another location and making it readily available for different stakeholders, data related stakeholders within the business. So basically, they're moving data from one place to the other and making it available. That is the role of the data engineer. Just like the plumber, okay, the plumber would move data from the borehole and get it into the house. Okay, that's that's the more or less the description, the best way for you to understand the role of the data engineer. Now, for you to understand, for you to appreciate, what do you need to learn to become a data engineer? What do you need to learn today to become a data engineer? The first thing is introduction to data engineering. You need to understand data engineering. That's the first thing you need to understand. The next thing you need to understand is SQL and Python. So these are the key technologies that you need to learn in order for you to become a data engineer. SQL and Python. These are the two essential skill sets, technologies that you need to learn. Okay, so you learn SQL, you learn Python, okay, and you also learn Linux. So you learn Linux for batch scripting, okay, and that's an essential skill set also for a data engineer. Now, the next thing is building custom ETL pipelines. So these pipelines are moving data from a data source to a data destination, moving from one location to the other. They call this pipeline the ETL pipeline, okay? ETL pipeline. E stands for extract, okay? T stands for transform, okay? And L stands for load. So extract, transform, and load. So basically, that's the role of the data engineer, moving data from one location to the other. So the location could be from a database, it could be from an API. You would also learn what we call web scraping. All right, you'll get to learn web scraping, okay, and so many other ways of getting data from a data source to a data destination location. Okay, so building this ETL pipeline is very efficient. You get to learn that. You also get to learn Apache Spark. Okay, Apache Spark for distributed computing and also big data analysis and so on and so forth. Apache Airflow for pipeline automation, okay, for orchestration and scheduling. You get to work with Apache Airflow for automation. So you see it here, data pipeline automation. That's what you use Apache Airflow for. The last couple of things, you also get to work with AWS Cloud Engineering. In the same vein, you would also learn Azure, okay, and you'd also learn GCP. All right. So you work on projects in Azure. You would also work with projects in GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform. So this is Google, okay? This is Microsoft, and this is Amazon. So these are the three main cloud technologies, and you get to build projects across the three cloud technologies that you have in here. You get to build projects across them. So if recruiters are looking for, AWS, you have AWS experience. If recruiters are looking for Azure experience, you have Azure experience. If you have GCP, you have GCP experience. So you see, what puts you ahead, okay, what puts you ahead is going through this curriculum is the fact that you become very robust going into the workforce. Hence the reason why we have so much success in getting people the role that they are looking for. So recruiters, do you have Linux experience? You have. Do you have Python experience? You have. Do you have SQL experience? You have. Do you have cloud experience? You have three cloud experiences. Okay, you've worked at Azure, you've worked at Microsoft, you've worked at Azure, GCP, and AWS. Last but not the least, all right, you get to work with ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, and you also get to work with version control, GitHub, okay, for version control. So these are extensive curriculum. There's an extensive curriculum to getting you started within data engineering. Okay. All right. So from SQL to Python to Linux to Apache Spark to Apache Airflow to AWS, Azure, GCP, GitHub, ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot gets you started in the role of a data engineer. All right. Now, the role of the data engineer is slightly different. You have 5 months, okay? 5 months of immersive learning experience, 3 months of learning, 2 months of free immersive data engineering virtual internship, free of charge internship for 2 months. This is where you start to work on more projects to get your hands dirty, okay, get you to own your skills in the role of data engineering. Okay. Now the timing for this, okay, also very different. You have the Saturday classes, Saturday live classes between 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time. Okay, and that would translate to 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every Saturday. You have a live class. For those looking to become data engineers, you have the classes between 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time and 8 p.m. That translates to 8 p.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for the guys in Canada and the guys in the US. Okay. So also the Sunday classes, you have self-paced watch me do it videos that allows you to practice at your own pace, learn at your own pace, and that's the best way you can actually learn. I can guarantee you that. Okay. So moving on to the next career part, okay, that's the role of the data engineer. These are the key things you need to learn to become a data engineer. Now let's move on to the next role, okay, which is the role of a Scrum Master. All right. Now I appreciate the role of the Scrum Master deploying different technologies. Okay, so I'll explain the role of the Scrum Master in the fastest way I can, and also the easiest way for you to understand. Now, you'll find that an application like Instagram, okay, let's say you work with Instagram, okay, Instagram, okay, let's say you work with Instagram, okay, so we all use Instagram. So you'll find that today the share button to share something, all right, to share a post, a reel, or something with a friend of yours, it might be here, it might be here today, it might be here today, all right, and tomorrow you find out that the share button has moved to somewhere here, okay, all right. So how do you think this happens? How do you think that moving, there are certain features within the application that just changes overnight? Okay, who is this professional that keeps track of these changes, these backlogs, these new updates, these new features? Who is this professional that keeps track of all these features and ensures that they are done to the best, the most optimal way possible? Okay, that's the role of the Scrum Master. Okay? So the Scrum Master basically works with other technology, the technology team, to ensure that certain features, certain applications are built in a more efficient, faster methodology. So the Scrum Master is this guy, is the professional that ensures that things are done in the most efficient and most proper way possible, and things are being deployed faster in a more efficient way. So essentially, if you look at the role of the Scrum Master, so if you see most applications out there, okay, would want to go through the application. If you want to build something today, you want to start from point A and you work your way to point Z. Okay, so let's say today you want to build a web application. Okay, you would want to build the web application from start to finish. Okay, all right. So you want to build it from start to finish, and most times, let's say it takes about 1 year. Okay, the Scrum Master will look at this particular thing and say that rather than taking 1 year, okay, we can actually launch within 1 month. Okay, we can launch within a month, or maybe 2 months, or maybe 3 months, depending on the kind of product you're planning to launch. Okay, so the Scrum Master will look at the most optimal way to ensure that this can be diluted into 2 months, or let's say 2 months for now. This same web application, the ideally should take 1 year. The web Scrum Master will look at the way to see how we can actually do it in 2 months. Okay, so how are they going to do it? Very simple. So what the Scrum Master will do is to track the key features that makes up the websites, the key features that would makes the websites. Okay, all right. So we need a home page. Maybe we need home page. Okay, for the websites. Okay, we need a product page that will get us to sell our products, and we need let's say payment integration for people to make payment integration. So these are like the key features that we're going to be looking at, and deployment is within 2 months. So even though the web application should be more robust than this, okay? The Scrum Master will look at the key features, home page, product, and payment, okay? And look at how, rather than waiting to do it within 1 year, how can we do it within 2 months? Okay. So what they're going to do now is to break this into other sprints. Okay. All right. So the home page, for example, all right, they'll do what we call they'll plan. Okay. They'll deploy. All right. They'll plan, they'll build, deploy, they will test, they will do all the life cycle, okay, for that particular feature. They'll do the same thing for the product page, they'll do the same thing for payment, and they'll break it down in the most efficient way possible to ensure that this can be done within a month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on the timeline determined by the Scrum Master. Okay, so basically, the Scrum Master allows you to work in a more efficient in a more efficient, in a more faster process, I would say. Okay. So that's the role of the Scrum Master. And now you'll find out that majority of these organizations are always deploying products, new products. I use Instagram for example. Everything is updated. There's a new update. Even your OS on your iPhone or your Samsung, your Android device, there's always one update or the other that is always coming on. All right. Oh, they changed the UI. Oh, they changed this, they changed that. Who is tracking this? Who is ensuring that this is done? That is the role of the Scrum Master. So it could be physical products, it could be digital products. The Scrum Master role has now become very encompassing within different technologies, within different spectrum itself. Okay, so that's the role of the Scrum Master. What do you need to learn to become a Scrum Master? You start from the beginning, introduction to Scrum, the Scrum methodology. You go into Scrum team, artifact, and ceremonies. You go into Scrum artifacts, increment and sprint backlogs. You go to the Scrum events, Nexus Skill Scrum, and also will prepare you for the PSM examination. Okay, now the timeline for becoming a Scrum Master is 2 months. 2 months. This is one of the fastest ways for you to get into the tech space. So 2 months. So 1 month of learning experience, of life classes learning experience, and 1 month of immersive internship experience. 1 month of immersive internship experience. So 1 month for that, and you get to work on real life projects. You get to own your skills within that 1 month of free internship. Okay. For timeline for the classes, you have classes on Saturdays and on Sunday. So currently we only have the live classes for the morning guys. Okay. So that's majorly for the guys in Europe and in Africa. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. That's when you have the classes. And on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. So that is a timeline for the class for if you're looking to join the Scrum Master Training Program. These are the timing that you get to work with. So Saturday, 11 to 2 p.m. West African time, and on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. Now, the tools you get to work with, Jira and Trello for project management, for tracking, and so on and so forth. Those are the things that you get to learn. Now, the last but not the least career part that we're going to talk about today is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has become in demand. Like all of a sudden, within the last 2 years, anybody with cybersecurity skills, they will pay, organization will pay through their nose to get you on their team. One of our participants just secured a role, it currently works in the UK, all right, works with one of the largest, what do you call them, airline business, okay? All right, and it works as a cybersecurity analyst. Now, let me explain the role of a cybersecurity analyst. What would you do in the role of a cybersecurity analyst? And it's very simple. Every business now does their business online. So imagine us currently, this session that we're having currently is done on the internet, is done via the internet. Okay. Our live classes are done via the internet. Okay. If you want to buy a product today, you go to Jumia, you go to Amazon, you buy a product online. So everything that is happening if you want to scale your business, if you have a shop today in Lagos and you want somebody to be able to buy from Abuja, what would you do? You move that particular product, you move it online so that people in Abuja, people in the US, people in the UK can get to see your product. And that's what we talk about scaling. So majority of the organizations want to scale. They want to scale their business. They want customers scattered across the business, across the world. Okay. So in order for you to scale, you need to use the internet. Okay. Now, with using the internet, there is something that comes with it. There is what we call there's security threats. Okay, there are threats. Okay, okay, there are what we call fraud. Okay, fraud also fraud. You are susceptible to fraud, threats, cyber threats, and so forth. Okay, so because you're doing this over the internet, people can hack your system. Okay, people can hack and steal certain information. Okay, a lot of people think that okay, hackers, okay, when they hack your system, they're usually likely they want to steal something. Okay, they want to steal, they want to siphon. So take for example, Patricia, the cryptocurrency platform that was hacked about 2 years ago. Okay, the company was hacked, okay, the platform was hacked, and they siphoned so much funds out of the platform. And that led to a very big dip, a decline in the business operation, business activities, and loss of trust from the business users. Do you understand? The cybersecurity has become in demand. Okay, cybersecurity has become in demand based off the fact that majority of the businesses now are done online. And if you're doing your businesses online, you have a potential to be hacked. Okay, so when they say you're hacked, doesn't mean they want to steal money from your business. So most people see it as they want to steal money. Sometimes hackers actually just hack your system, okay, to ensure that you have downtime. Okay, so it might not mean that you're losing money, but you might actually be losing customers. You might be losing so much more than even than money itself. So take for example, if you have a website, okay, you're selling the product, and you have a competitor, or you have some other competitor that is envious of your platform, okay, all right, and they start to hack your system. Okay, they can actually do that to hinder other people from coming to your platform. And if your website is always down, something's always down on your application, something's always down, it's always down. Anytime a customer wants to use your application, the system is always down. Okay, they will not use your platform anymore. They'll rather go to another platform to use the other platform. Okay, so that's you losing out, okay, financially, and also reputational risk, and so on and so forth. So you see, if you do your business online, all right, every business is done online. If you want to send money today, you do it online. If you want to receive money, you receive online. You want to listen to music online. You want to watch a movie online. Everything is done online. So if businesses are done online, okay, most businesses are now, open to cyber threats. I know who is this person that would build the system, the infrastructure, test the system to be ensured that these businesses don't get, hackers and scammers don't get access to your business information, business data. Okay, that's the role of the cybersecurity analyst. Okay, so you get to introduction to cybersecurity. All right, you start with foundation of computing and networking. So every business that operates on the internet, okay, has features of what we call computing and networking. So you need to understand that in order for you to even prevent or even understand what's going to happen if an hacker comes into your work, your space itself. Now, you also have information security principles. You'll also learn what we call offensive and defensive cybersecurity. Okay, so you know how to test your system as an hacker, and you also learn how to defend your system as a cybersecurity analyst. So you learn offensive and defensive cybersecurity, so you can test your own system based off different scenarios. Okay, cryptography basics. Cryptography basically talks about encryption, encrypting your data, encrypting whatever information that you use within your organization, encrypting it, okay, to ensure that outsiders and scammers and hackers don't, when they even get your information, it's useless to them because they can't decipher whatever information they're getting. So that's where you start to talk about cryptography. So you learn cryptography, okay? You would also learn cyber threat and attack vectors, network security, endpoint security, web and application security, cloud security. Now you find out that you're learning different types of security methodologies. So you learn security for network, you learn security for endpoints, you learn security for web and application. All right. You also learn security for the cloud. So regardless of anywhere you find yourself, do you have experience working with network security? Yes. Endpoint security? Yes. Web security? Yes. Application security? Yes. Cloud security? Yes. So you are not just learning very niche, skill set. It's very robust. It gives you more experience working across different technologies, different tools, different endpoints, and so on and so forth. All right. And last but not the least, you have incident reports, incident response and forensics, and you also have cybersecurity policies and compliance. The learning timeline for this is for 4 months, 3 months of learning, and 1 month of internship. You also get 1 month free virtual immersive internship. Okay? And that's exactly what you get from attending the training session. Okay? So the live classes also, you have it on Saturday and on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. So you have Saturday live classes and you have Sunday live classes. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, and you have on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. Now, let's just complete the session. So we talked about the internship experience extensive. You can add it to your CV, all right, to claim work experience, to tell recruiters that, oh, I currently work as a cybersecurity analyst with analytics. And yes, you can use that. You can claim work experience from the project you work on, and even just going through the training curriculum, you can gain that experience. And this has helped quite a number of people that have gone through analytics land their first job within the tech space. All right. Because if you're currently working as a banker, for example, it becomes very difficult for you to say that, okay, oh, I have experience as a cybersecurity analyst or as a data engineer. All right. So you could use analytics to own your experience, to also claim experience and using that to transition into the tech space itself. So 1 to 2 months to own your skills, project review with an expert, and you'll get to add more projects to your portfolio. All right. Now, why should you train with us? Why should you train with analytics? We'll talk about the robust training curriculum. Okay. So we have a phenomenal achievement. We have phenomenal achievement in terms of people that have gotten jobs after completing the training program, upon completing the training program, before they complete the training program, they are getting jobs. So we have over 2,000 people. And guess what? We have evidence. We can show you people that have actually started the training program and they ended it and got a job. Even before the end itself, they've gotten jobs. Okay? Industry standard and curriculum, industry standard facilitators and curriculum. So you see, you're not just learning from that's why I took out time extensively to talk about the curriculum. Okay. Now the facilitators also so you've listened to Adeza, you've listened to myself, and also the pool of experts that we have on the team will get you what you're looking for. So it's not just a robust curriculum. You also have industry experts, people that have experience that will walk you through this particular aspect. Okay. Now, blended training curriculum to accommodate different learning types. So if you're a fast learner, you're a slow learner, what do you need to learn to get started? Exactly. We have that blended training to accommodate fast learners and also slow learners. And that's where you start to talk about the watch me do it videos that will allow you to walk and learn at your own pace. So those are the things that we've infused into the training curriculum to get you started. Okay. And last but not the least is a tailored session to position you for success within the job market. So what are these tailored employability services? So the level 1, we have 6 levels in that particular level, which is CV review. What we did today, Adeza told you we have like a 5-series session talking about CV revamping, CV review, and so on. LinkedIn optimization is another aspect. We will help you with Upwork optimization. Navigating the job market will help you prepare for interviews. So it's not just you having a good CV. All right, that's just the first phase. The second phase is also navigating the job market. The third phase is actually, when you get that interview, how do you prepare? How do you answer questions during the interview itself? Okay, those are the things that would help you out with. And last but not the least, in level 1, we have recommendation and reference letter. So you find out that employers, especially the guys outside the country, or if you're looking to get remote jobs, want you to provide recommendation or reference letter. Now, if you're currently working as a farmer, you cannot go back to, you can't claim experience from your current organization, as a data analyst. You can't do that. So what we do is we can get you the recommendation letter. Hence the reason why we say you can gain experience, or you can actually claim experience working with analytics. Okay. The other part is weekly mentorship sessions. Okay, where we bring in experts from the field to come and speak to you, talk to you extensively about the tech space, how they got started, people that have experience, basically mentoring you into your desired career. And also all the job support to get you started. So once you get a job and you still feel not so confident in yourself, we would help you get started, would help you, provide you with support, even once you've gotten a job. And these are the things that have helped a lot of people. Even if you don't have the confidence, the first thing, review your CV, okay? Know how to navigate the job market, know how to interview, know how to answer questions during the interview. And lastly, once you get the job, don't worry, we'll still assist you with on-the-job support. Okay, so those are the things that we've put together to ensure that you are always successful with the training session. Okay, so and level 3 is guaranteed job interviews. Guaranteed job interviews. So once you complete the training program, 1 month upon completing the training program, we guarantee that we're going to grant you interviews with top recruitment firms. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Okay, we have the body mentorship sessions whereby we bring in our experts, people that have gone through analytics and have gotten jobs. They want to come back to help you to get started in your own training program. So we have alumni that have gotten jobs, they've gone through analytics, they've gotten job. Majority of them are eager to come and see how they can help other Nigerians, other Africans do the same things. Okay. And that's what we call the body mentorship, or where you can also interact with all the people that have gone through analytics, did not have any background, did not have any educational background whatsoever, and were able to get their job. So you get to interact with them and also see how you can leverage them in getting started in your own desired career. The other part is enhanced internship experience. I talked extensively about that. And the third part is the partnership that we've secured with recruitment firms in the US, in Canada, the UK, and other European countries. So what we've done is to build a very, very, very robust pipeline. Okay. All right. Very robust pipeline of job pipeline, basically. So recruitment firms that are looking for data analysts, data scientists, cybersecurity analysts, data engineers, and so on, all the career paths that we're offering. Okay. We've partnered with recruitment firms in order for us to recommend our participants. Okay, so we do have this recommendation system whereby we recommend you for these jobs upon completing the training program. So once you've completed, you've done your capstone, you're just about starting your internship, then we start to recommend you for this job opportunity. So we have secured partnerships with different recruitment firms in the UK, US, Canada, and these are the opportunities that you get to work with. Okay, and this is why we will also be able to guarantee you interviews upon completing the training curriculum. Now, all this is said and done. Okay. Now, all of you that are currently on the call, looking to getting started in any of this career paths, it always seems impossible. Can I do it? Can I do it? If I start now, will I get a job? The key thing is it always seems impossible until it is done. And this is the reason why we've had so much success. And I started with saying that the difference between you and these people that have gotten jobs. Benga got a job in Poland as a business data analyst. He was unemployed for 2 years. You need to listen to this, okay? He was unemployed for 2 years before going through analytics. And guess what? He was able to land 4 offers, and selected the best one amongst the 4 of them, which is the role of the business data analyst, okay? Abigail was working as a care worker. You listened to Abigail earlier. Adeza played Abigail earlier. From care worker to getting a job with the government of Alberta, okay? All right? From care work to working as a business analyst. Tade, new to UK, was able to get a role of a data scientist. No prior experience. The role of them, Tony also got a job as a benefit analyst, okay, working with the NHS in the UK, okay? No prior experience. So the key difference between you and these people that are getting these jobs is the fact that they started. That's the difference. So now you have interest, and that has been established from the start of the training program. Which training program do you want to do? You typed in the training program that you're interested in. So it means that you have interest. Okay. The key thing is just for you to start. Now, guess what? We have a cohort starting next month. Okay, which is next week Saturday. All right. So this is the last event we are going to be having to get you registered for the training program next month, which is starting next week, Saturday. So if you're looking to getting started, all right, next month, so you have 3 months, all right, before the end of the year, you are looking to getting a job, okay, this is the best time for you to start, okay? Now, join the next cohort next month for the 4th of May, 2024, okay? Now, we have the training programs we have an amazing discount for you guys that are looking to get it started. We have a whooping 33% discount for you guys looking to get it started. So rather than sticking with the full amount, this is the full amount of the training program. Okay, the full amount of the training program is 750. So if you're looking to get into data analytics, business analysis, full stack data science, HR analytics, financial analytics, cybersecurity, and data engineering, if you're looking to get it into any of the 7 career paths, the full amount is $750 or £625 or 730 euros or 1,125 Canadian dollars or 900,000 naira. Okay, 900,000 naira. So rather than paying the full amount that you see here, okay, all right, you can get 30% discount. Okay, all right, and that's what you are recommended to. That's what we're recommending to you now. In order for you to start next month, the 4th of May, all right, we are recommending that you latch on to this discount, get this discount now, so that you can start next month, all right, which is next week Saturday. So we are getting a 33% discount, and now rather than you paying $750, okay, you could actually pay 500 US dollars. Rather than you paying £625, you can actually pay £425. Rather than paying 730 euros, you're paying 475 euros. And 1,025 Canadian dollars, you could actually pay 750 Canadian dollars. And in Naira, rather than you paying 900,000 Naira, you're getting a 300K discount, okay? And you're paying 600,000 Naira. Now, the good thing about this discount is the fact that you can actually pay in installments. All right. So if you're paying the full amount, you are paying that full in order for you to secure your space. All right. But with the discount, you can actually pay in 2 installments. So you're getting better value paying the discounted amount rather than the full amount. Okay. So now the installment payment, you can actually pay in 2 installments for if you're looking at the data analytics, business analysis, full stack, HR, and so on, okay? Rather than you paying $500 to register, all you need to pay now is $350, okay? $350 if you're in US, Canada, and so on, all right? If you are in the UK, all right, you could actually pay £300 to register, all right? If you're in Europe, you could actually pay 350 euros to get started. If you're in Canada, all you need to pay now is $500. And if you're in Nigeria or in any other African country and you want to pay Naira, you could actually pay 400,000 Naira to get started. So it allows you to pay in installments. So all you need to pay now to secure space in the class starting next week, Saturday, this is the amount you need to pay now. All right. And the second installment comes 1 month into the training program. 1 month into the training program. Now, guess what? This discount is not till eternity. Okay, the discount is going to expire on the 30th of April. Okay, the 30th of April. Now, it's fastest fingers for people that want to register early. So the discount is only available for the first 20 people to take advantage of the training program, to take advantage of the discount. So all you need to do, all right, complete your payment before the 30th of April. That's the first one. But if we achieve 20 people before the 30th of April, the discount is off because we're only running it for the first 20 people to register. The discount this is the last call for people that are looking to get it started. So if you're looking to get it started, all right, all you need to do now is pay the first installment to register for the training program. I'm sure you guys you've seen what you've done to ensure your success in your career path. So it's not just about learning the technical skills. All right. You see how robust free internship, it comes with the learning materials, it comes with so much in terms of learning, in terms of internship. Also, we've added employability services from CV review to linked optimization to ensuring that when you hit the job market, that you look as attractive as possible. And that's what we're trying to do with the employability services. all right, with partnership with recruitment firms and so on. These are the things that you need. You need a community around you to getting started. And that's exactly what we are providing. So if you're looking to getting started, this is actually at a discount. And if you want to take advantage of it, take advantage of it right away. Because by the 30th of April, that's the end for that particular cohort. This one starting in the May cohort. Okay. All right. So I'll walk you through, for people that are looking to make payments at the moment, I'm seeing people sending me a message, how should they make payments and so on. So what I'll do is walk you through how you can actually make a payment. So I'm going to click on the main stack link. Okay. So you see my colleagues are dropping the links in the chat. So take advantage of that. So you see the main stack link. I'm going to click on that and it's going to open up in my browser somewhere. Okay. All right, so let me just clean up my screen. All right, so this is the main stack registration form. Okay, you see it here, Analytics Enrollment Center. This is the Analytics Enrollment Center. Okay, so now if you want to chat with anybody, you want to chat with Analytics, okay, all right, if you have any questions, please feel free to just click here to chat with one of our representatives, okay? Now, get access to the program brochure. That's the next button. So this gives you access to all the brochures within the platform, within Analytics. So if you want to become a business analyst, the brochure is there. The brochure gives you a detailed rundown of what you learn in the training program. So business analysis, take for example, you would go through the curriculum. So business analysis curriculum, I talk about Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. Or what are you going to be learning? Everything is broken down into steps. Okay, project initiation planning, what would you be learning? Agile essential, what would you be learning? So it's a more detailed content around what you'll be learning in the training program. Take, for example, cybersecurity analyst, the same thing. It's a detailed breakdown of what you expect from the training program. So that's the program brochure. So if you need to see the program brochure, please do that. Okay. Now for payments, okay, you can do a direct transfer. Okay, you can do a direct transfer. So if you're in the UK, you have the pound account over here for you to make a direct transfer. If you are in the US or you're in Canada, you could actually do a US transfer to the US bank details. All right. If it is Canada, you also have the bank details for Canada. If you need to Interact, we can provide you with Interact also for you to make a payment. For Europe, all right, you also have the bank detail for a direct transfer. You can do a direct transfer based off the account details in here. Last but not the least, Nigerian account number. So if you're in Nigeria and you want to do a direct transfer of 400,000 naira to the account, this is the account to pay into. Now, card and online payments, if you want to use your card to make payments. So you have your MasterCard, your Verve card, your Visa card, and you want to make payments for any of the training programs, you can actually click on any of the links here in order for you to make your payment. So take, for example, you're interested in data analytics, you want to become a data analyst and you want to register, click on data analytics and register. You just put in your information and you get it registered. So this is the data analytics training program, okay? So you see the suggested price at the moment, okay, is £425, okay? £425 is what you see there. Now, currently, if all you need for the first payment, all you require for data analytics, so if you're looking to go into data analytics, the first installment is 350 what? £300, okay, for the guys in the UK, £300. So all you need to do is put in £300 and make your payments. Okay, so you can delete. If I reload the page, you'll find out that it is £425, which is corroborating with the numbers that you see here, £425. Okay, now in order for you to secure your discount itself, all you need to pay is £300. So all you need to do is go back to the web page and change that 425 to 300 and reserve a seat. So once you reserve a seat, put in your email, put in your phone number, your full name, and make payments. Okay, and make your payment. All right. So so you can actually pay your $200. I'm not sure if it is dollars or US dollars, okay? But you can pay the $200 and we can work around what you need to pay to balance, okay? All right. So once you've made your payment, okay, once you've made your payment, I'm seeing somebody saying that what happens next once I've made my payment. Okay. Don't put so please guys, don't send me the receipt of your payment. Don't send me the receipt of your payment. All right. Don't put it on the chat. Okay. So what you want to do once you've made payment, all you need to do is upload your receipt. This is where you upload your receipt. All right. This is where you upload your receipt. Don't send it to me on the chat. Okay, don't private message me on the chat. All you need to do, using the same link, mainstack.me.enroll. Once you've made payment, the key thing is to upload your receipt. It's still on the button, it's still amongst the list that you see there. All you need to go there is like the third button. The third button you see there, upload your receipt. So you see the payment registration form. You see upload your receipt here, click here, and it takes you to upload your receipt, and you can start to put in your information. All right. So what about once you made payment? That the screenshot you took of the payment, okay? That screenshot, this is where you upload it into the form here. Okay. So put in your email. I'm just going to say Ifi at Amdari at Stanalytics, okay, .io. Okay. I'm going to click on next. All right, type of payment, I'm going to say initial payment because you're making an initial payment. Okay, I'm going to click on next. Okay, please note that after receiving your welcome kit, your balance payment must be made before 1 month into the, 1 month after the training program has started. Yes, okay. You need to put in your full name, your last name, your registration email, and so on and so forth. So just put in those information because that's what we need to register you for the training program. So that's what we call it the payment registration form. So that's your registration form and payment registration form and so on. So once you've made payment, all you need to do is just come back to the same link and upload your receipt. That's all. Okay, that's literally the necessary step for you to take. So once you make payment, if it's a transfer, please upload it. If it's via, making payment online, also drop it in there. So that's the key aspect of what you need to look at. Now, for those, let me see if I have any question. If you have any question, you can raise up your hand. I'll be happy to take your questions. Okay, I'll be happy to take your questions in today's session. So please drop your questions in the chat, or you could just raise up your hand and I'll call you up to ask your questions. Let me look at the charts right now before I take some other things. Then I will take some questions. Okay. Please, can Power BI be added to data science package? Power BI is a part of the data science package already, so there's no need for us to add it. Okay. So if you look at the role of the data science program, you will learn Microsoft Fabrics. Okay. So Microsoft Fabrics is, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be replacing. Okay, is embedded in Power BI is embedded in Microsoft Fabrics. So you'll be learning Power BI in Microsoft Fabrics. Okay, so you learn how to use that in Microsoft Fabrics. So that's what you see. Number 11, Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. So you'll be learning Power BI in that particular scope itself. So Augustina, yes, Power BI is a part of the curriculum. It's not one of the major curriculum. It's not a major tool, okay, because you can't do too much predictive analytics, statistical modeling, and so on. So Power BI is not required for the role of a data scientist. But the reason why we've added Microsoft Fabrics is because you are learning something that is very encompassing. So embedded in it, you have Power BI, you have pipeline development, deployment, and so on. And that's what you'll be learning in Microsoft Fabrics. So if you're looking to getting started, Power BI is a part of it. Okay, so you learn Power BI okay. Thoroughly appreciating the simple explanation. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm happy that you enjoyed yourself. That's great. Thank you very much. Is SQL part of the modules for data engineering? On 1,000%, SQL is an essential skill set of a data engineer. So you see there, SQL, okay? That's the second thing you're going to learn. If not the first, that's the second thing you're going to learn actually from Python, then you learn SQL, okay? So SQL is a fundamental skill for a data engineer. So you'll learn this extensively working on different kinds of projects. I'm going to show you some of the projects you work on working as a data engineer. Just give me a second while I take some question. Okay, Adesa has even answered that question. Between data engineer and data science, which of them is in higher demand? When we talk about, that's why I took our time to explain why we selected this career path. The data scientist is in demand, data analysts also in high demand, data engineers, high demand. All the career paths that we talked extensively about today are all in high demand. The HR analyst, which organization does not have people? Okay, Which organization? Financial analytics. Which organization doesn't deal with finances? Data engineer, data analyst. Which organization doesn't deal with data? Okay, so you see, these are in-demand skills that you're going to be learning. And in terms of demand, it's also you can go online, check. And that's the reason why I said the reason why I love technical skills is because you can be as practical as possible, meaning that you can check by yourself, go online, search for any of this career path that you're interested in, and you see the number of opportunities that come every single day, every week, every month. You see that there are tons of opportunities across you. Okay, so the Scrum Master is a project manager, in some kind of way. Okay, but now you are more elaborate. You're more how do I put it? You're more technical. You're more technical. You're also more. You have more robust skills and methodology that you cover than the project manager. Okay. Sorry saying they are late. Don't worry, you're fine. You'll get the recording as long as you fill the attendance form. Okay, and you wait till the end of the session. Okay. So if you want to make payments in 3 installments, it's not something that we do, all right, but we can actually work around it. Okay, so all you need to do is send an email to nene@tenalytics.com.i.org, sorry, tenalytics.org. Okay. Tenalytics. So just send one marker, send an email to nene@tenalytics.org. Okay, and she would respond in terms of 3 installments. It's not something that we do, but we'll work with you to see what we can actually structure. Okay, so one marker, send an email to nene@tenalytics.com, or any other person that was looking for 3 installments. All right. Mohammed Dawan Father is saying, what about $200 to secure a spot? Yes, you can pay $200 to secure a spot. Pay that, or that qualifies you for the discount. The key thing about the discount is, as long as you make payment, you've taken advantage of the discount. Okay. So it's only after the 30th of April, we won't be taking any discount. We won't be accepting anybody for discounts anymore. Okay. You would have to pay the full amount and not in installments. In order for you to classify, in order for you to start after the 30th of April, you would need to pay full amount to get started. Okay. Now moving on to the next aspect, the Scrum Master is it the same? No, it's not the same course. Okay. Please, I came late. Is there an age limitation to getting job in any of the program? No age limitation. All right. No age limitation. All right. I don't want to use age. I don't want to classify people's age. Okay. I'll show you testimonials based on people's age. Well, we have people that are old enough in their 40s, late 40s that are getting jobs. Okay. Working for tech firms, working for consulting firms in the UK. We have somebody that got a job recently working for one of the financial institutions here in Canada. Okay. And this guy, I would say, he has over 20 years experience working as a banker in Nigeria. Okay. All right. And got a job with one of the top consulting firms, working as a data analytics consultant. Okay. So this guy, he has worked. He's in his late 40s, I would say. Late 40s. I would say, I don't know if it's, I don't know his age, but he has over 20 years experience and I was able to still get a job within the tech space here in Canada. So no age limitation. The key thing, like I mentioned, you keep putting on this limitation. Oh, I need a degree. Oh, I need a this. Oh, I need a certification for me to get started. And that limits you. The key thing, start. I won't lie to you, just start. You'll find out how easy it is for you to do this. Like I said at the start of the session, myself and Adesa took 2 years to get our first job based off not trying, not pushing ourselves. We're learning, but we felt we needed to continue to learn in order for you to also gain that experience. But start. Literally, the key thing for you now is just to start. Okay. So, no age limitation. These are spoken about that. At the moment, my shifts are booked in May and June. I won't be available for the Saturday classes. What can be done for me, please? Just secure the discount. You can start in July, like Adesa said. I think that answers the question. What if I want to secure a spot, but would prefer to start in June? Fantastic. That's also okay. So if I walk you, let me just walk you through the registration. Let me completely walk you through the registration. You will see that you can actually defer to a later month. So if I put in my first name, I'll just say Ife. I'll put in April. Registration email, I'm just going to say ifemena at 10analytics, okay, .com. Okay. Gender, I'm going to say male. Next. Okay. All right. Agree to terms and condition. I'm going to click on next again. When did you make payments? Let's say you're making payments today. Okay. All right. So kindly, you see, kindly upload the payment receipt. So that's the screenshot that you take. Please just make it available. Browse. I'm just going to put in a random image in my download folder. I'm going to take the picture. I'm going to open and upload it. So once this is uploaded, what was your mode of payment? So it was main stack website. If you pay with your card, it's a main stack website. If you did a main stack web transfer, you do that. If it's you paid money, you did a direct transfer, you would use a Wise transfer link. You will see the Wise account here. Wise GBP, USD, Canadian dollars, and euros. So you click on next again. You see, provide us with the name of the account. I'll just put Ife ePro. If I'm paying with my account, I'll put in my name. If you're playing with your brother's account or your friend's account, please put in their name. So kindly provide the name of the account from which the payment was initiated. So if someone paying on your behalf, your father, your mother, your friend, please put in their details in the bracket in the form that you have there. All right. So which program are you interested in? So if you are still confused, okay, you see it here, I need to speak with a professional. So you don't need to still select, don't worry. If you're still torn between business analysis and data analytics, data science and data analytics, cybersecurity and data engineering, and so on, you can secure a discount and you speak with a professional. So you either speak with myself, Adeza, or any other professional on the team, and we would help you in figuring out which one to start off with. Okay. So if you're interested in full stack data science, it's the same thing. Okay, just select any of the career paths that you have there. Or if you're unsure, click I need to speak with a professional. Okay, so if I select that, for example, I click on next. You see, what cohorts do you intend to start the training? So you can actually start in either January, you see there, you can start in May, you can start in June, or you can start in July. So you can register now and start either in June or July. Okay, so you can select the month you want to start. All right, you can actually select the month you want to start. Okay, and that's exactly how you work around it. So if I select July, for example, I put in my phone number. Okay, all right, I put in the country of residence, which is Canada, and how did you hear of Analytics? So if it's through Instagram or it's through Facebook or through Twitter, whatever those, if it's through an influencer, you got to hear about us. Please select it and we'll walk around it. Okay, so let's say I select Analytics Instagram. I click on next. Okay, and do you have a mail agreement with the analytics staff? Please state your relevant additional information. Is there any other thing that you need to provide for us to provide so much support, additional support for you? Please just put it there and we are good to go. All right. So if you have any questions, please raise up your hand. We'll be happy to take your questions. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for people to ask their questions, I'm going to show you the platform and what makes us different from any other platform you get to work with. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you the platform real quick in like 2 seconds. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. So now, starting off with the first one, I'm going to show you the platform where we're going to be showing. Where is it? Where are we? All right, so I'm going to show you the classroom, okay, for people that are wondering how the materials and everything are stored, okay? I'm going to take you through the Google Classroom. So this is where all the materials, everything is stored. So if you register, take for example, for the cybersecurity training program, okay, so you're looking to get started in cybersecurity. So these are the people that started this month. So you see it here, 2404. So these are the guys currently in the April cohort. Okay, the guys that started this month, the month of April. Okay, let's look at what they've done so far in just about a month, 1 month of training. Let's see what they've been able to do. All right. This is the reason why we want you to register as soon as possible. And that's why we're closing off registration on the 30th of April. So we can onboard you properly. So all the things that you need to download, all the things that you need to install, everything has to be done before the training program commences on Saturday next week. Okay, so you see, cybersecurity on board the recording. So every session, everything that we do is recorded. So even if we all know that we're all busy adults, busy professionals, okay, we will work with you, all right, in terms of providing you with the recording of every session. So you're really not missing out. Even if you miss out on the session, you still get the recording from that session, and you can go, you can go ahead to watch the recording, revisit, ask questions, and so on. Okay. So, that's the recording of the session. We have the welcome kit, you have the WhatsApp group, we have the WhatsApp group, and you see how to create profiles, how to download, how to install. All this has to be done before the training commences on Saturday, which is next week. So that's why we need you to, if you're looking to register now before the 30th of April, because that's the close of date for the discount and also for registration. Okay, so you see, class 1, cybersecurity, introduction to cybersecurity. So you see it here, you have the recording of every single class. So even if you missed something in class, you had a phone call, or somebody walked in, or you had an emergency, or you couldn't just make it, okay, you have access to the recording. Let me quickly show you the recording of the session. So you see, this is Joshua Akano. Just going to mute this, okay. So you see, he's going to walk you through the people that are going to be working with are people that have nothing less than 5 to 10 years experience working in that field. So in terms of practicality, in terms of hands-on experience, in terms of explanation, okay, you will get extensive experience of how this thing works. So you walk you through all the way, all the things that you need to learn. Okay, this is an introduction to cybersecurity. So you see a lot of, communication, a lot of, talking, theoretical work. Foundation, you see it here, the second class, Saturday and Sunday, the recordings are provided. So you see it here, the recording also, Foundation to Cybersecurity. The first class, Introduction, the second class, Foundation to Cybersecurity. So even if you're a beginner, you can get started. You're fine. You're all the way there already. Do you understand? So you see, CS Class 2, Information Security Principles, okay? And the sessions are there, the recording, everything is in there, okay? Class 3, cybersecurity. You see all the classes, all the recordings are stored in the Google Classroom. And you see, majority of them, you have case studies, you have projects, you have all these things that you get to work on in the class itself. So, and these are the things that you get to benefit from going through the training program. Okay, so you have the mentorship session I talked about. Okay, so you see, they've had 3 mentorship sessions, one on salary negotiation. Okay, how to negotiate the salary. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick. So a lot of people are looking to getting started. How do you know what your salary would be like? And you see, this is me taking this particular session, all right, talking about how to negotiate your salary as a tech professional that is just getting started. How do you negotiate your salary? Do you negotiate your salary based off your current salary? Okay, which is a very terrible thing to do. Okay, these are the things that will teach you getting started in negotiating your own salary as a tech professional. And this is within the first week of them starting. Okay, this is the first week of them starting. So when we say that we'll provide you with all the supports that you need, we are not mincing our word. Okay, so you see, over here we are scaling the cybersecurity, workforce itself. Okay, so this is where we bring in an expert. Okay, all right. So that cybersecurity experience. This is the body mentorship session where we bring in a cybersecurity analyst, and then you get to ask questions. You get to, these are the things I've heard. These are the things that I know about cybersecurity. So what roles can I apply for? How can I get started? All those burning questions beginners have. You can start to ask someone that did it like you, somebody that learns the way you're learning, all right? And you can ask them, how did you do it? Okay? And they're able to put you through the actionable step of getting started. Okay? So you also see insight into application. Let me just read this. Let me see this particular session. All right. So this is also career path, different career paths, and you see it's walking you through how to apply for remote jobs, how to get remote jobs. I was able to get his own remote job, and so on. So these are the things that you get to learn going through the training program. Okay. So these are professional. Muhyiddin is one is the guy that got a job, currently based in Ibadan, like Adeza said, and currently works for a company in the UK. All right. So he's earning pounds and spending naira. Don't you think that's a fantastic life? All right. So you see there Muhyiddin Ade, okay, and he currently works for BBX UK. All right. And those are the kind of opportunity that you get that you're currently missing out on if you don't register today. Okay. So you see, those are the kind of benefits that you get. Okay. You have a link optimization session that we talked about. They started just a month ago. Okay, they have their CV review, they have their CV session, they have the first review session already, they've had their Uptalk optimization session, they have the LinkedIn optimization session within a month of starting. This is the guy that started in April. Okay, so the reason why we start early is so that you also can start early applying, getting opportunities, understanding the job market, starting early. Okay, so you're not waiting the 3 months, at the end of 3 months before you start to get your CV review. Let's start it immediately. Okay, so you see the first review session was on the 20th of April. All right, CV template was posted for them to work on it. Okay, and also Upwork was done on the 13th of April. Okay, so you're starting early, you're understanding the market, you're understanding how to get a job, how to get remote opportunities, and so on. Okay, now let's take a look at the role of the data analyst. Let's say the data analyst training program, classwork. Okay, and you see these are the guys that started this month. The reason why I'm showing you this is so that you can see what you would actually accomplish within a month of starting this training program. Okay, so you find out the onboarding materials, getting started. Hence the reason why the deadline is on the 30th of April. If you're looking to getting started, please start now. Okay, all right, register as soon as possible. So you see the problem solving class. All right, that's the first class you get to work with. Okay, so you problem solving live classes, and now you see the watch me do it video, self-paced watch me do it videos. If you're a fast learner, you're a slow learner, everybody will watch it at their own pace, and that's what we call it self-paced. Okay, so starting from the first one, module one. So this is you introducing Excel to the participant. This is we introducing you to Excel. So even if you're a beginner, you've never used Excel before in your life. I mean, you've never even downloaded, you've never used it before. We will walk you through as a novice, getting started with using Microsoft Excel. Okay, so what is a cell? What is a column? Okay, you see, starting from a blank Excel sheet, walking you through every single thing you need to know about Microsoft Excel. So if you're a beginner, you are in the right place. If you're an expert, it will act as a refresher for you. If you've known Excel or you've used Excel some kind of way in your experience, it will start as a refresher to you. Okay, so these are the things that you get to work with. Okay, module 6. I'm just going to give you a tip of what you would learn in that. So this is the watch me do it video. So you learn at your own pace. It's called watch me do it. So basically, as you're watching it, as you're watching the professional, okay, and the professional that is handling this training program is Dapo or Ladapo. Okay, he is also a very experienced professional. Currently works with Deloitte Bermuda. Okay, as a consultant. So you currently work as a data analysis consultant with Deloitte Bermuda. Okay, and it's one of the facilitators that will be working with you in the data analytics cohort. Okay, so we'll work with you from data cleaning to using Excel for data cleaning, for data analysis, data analytics, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are the self-paced videos that will get you started in getting. So you can leave comments. If you have questions, you can drop comments, you can drop questions and they get answered. All right, you see the mentorship section. Excel live class. Let me walk you through the live class. The live classes are project-based. They are project-based. So let's take a look at the live class. You have the class recording already, like I mentioned. So let's take a look at the case study. Okay, let's take a look at the case study. All right. So bear in mind that this is their first class. This is their first Excel class. They just completed problem solving. This is their first, you see, Excel live class 1. Okay, this is their first Excel class. Let's take a look at what they will do in the first Excel class. So you see what you will learn: conditional formatting, paste special, name range, cell reference, data cleaning, and formulas. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So case 1, all actual case studies, all actual case studies. So you see case 1, you have been appointed to work with a newly appointed store manager as an analyst. So this is you providing background to you, your experience, okay? In a multinational spare parts company. You are required to provide a weekly report on the spare parts sold. The list of spare parts used in the previous week would be provided to you. You will need to make the report easy to understand by formatting, calculating, copying the total numbers, and so on and so forth. So these are the cases. This is case one. First week, you're already working on projects that will get you to understand and use to leverage your experience itself. All right. So case two, you just got employed as a sales manager in a business unit for a conglomerate. Okay. So basically, below are the next steps to achieve this as a desired aim. Use named range to do what? To calculate the discount off and relative reference to calculate the new price for the food item. So these are the case studies you get to work with, actual real life case studies to get you started. So you see, you work on different case studies to get you accustomed to the role of the data analyst. Okay. So, and this is just one of so many. And like I said, every class is recorded. So meaning that if you even miss the class, you can actually still get access to the recording, revisit it, follow through what is being done in class, and get you started. Okay, you can actually watch it at a faster pace, fast playback speed. You can increase the speed until your desired. So there are so many things that we've embedded to ensure that you get the best value for your money going through the training program. Okay, so that's the live class with Excel. Okay, and you get your watch me do it videos. You get your watch me do it video provides you with that foundational knowledge. The live class provides you with project-based experience, another project-based experience to getting started. Okay, and that's what you get across all the training programs. Data engineering inclusive, data science inclusive, and so on and so forth. Onboarding materials, introduction to data engineering. You have the Watch Me Do It videos on Python that allows you to practice alongside facilitators. From there, you have your project-based live classes. You have Watch Me Do It videos, project-based live classes, Watch Me Do It video, project-based live classes, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those are the benefits that you get. Okay, so even if you're a slow learner and you feel you're not confident enough to getting started, that's the reason why we've embedded Watch Me Do It videos. That's why we've embedded, a platform where you can actually ask questions. So for every materials, you can actually view materials and add comments. Okay, you can actually, if I view this now, you can see class comments. You can ask questions based off the materials and you get response to that. Okay, so these are the things that you need to do to getting started in the training program itself. Okay, and you see your teachers, you have enough teachers that would work with you in getting started. You have Ibrahim, Adeza, Chukwemeka, Ifemena, Ehi, Genga, you have Yanujesu, you have Chukwu, BK, you have Olada Milola, you have a lot of resource person that would hold you and get you started. So when you're looking at support, all right, you're not just paying for the training program, you're paying for support, you're paying for questions, you're paying for support, mentorship, coaching, and so on and so forth. Okay, those are the things that you would need in getting started. Okay, so let me see if there are any other questions in the chat, and I will take it up from there. Okay, so if you're ready to start, please take advantage of the discount. Take advantage of the discount. Somebody's asking a question: is there a certificate at the completion of each program, and how strong or recognizes it? So you get a certificate at the end of the training program. Okay, but like I said, let me just, rather than even me saying it, let's take a look at something real quick about certificates. Okay, let's take a look at certificates. So I'll look at Canada. I'll look at the UK. All right, and even in the US, I'll look at US for remote jobs in the US. I'll show you something. So let's start with the UK. All right, let's start with the UK. So let's look for the role of the business analyst. I'll use business analyst for UK. Okay, business analyst. Okay, business analyst. All right, and I'm going to just search. So I have, okay, so I'm just going to take a role, business analyst. I'm going to take this one. Okay, any job role, it really doesn't matter. So you see the final out that tell me exactly where you see certificates. Okay, look at the job post. Go on any job board. okay, and look at that particular role and tell me exactly when the post certificate is required. Just if you see it, please share with me. All right. So let's take a look at the first one. Okay. So now this particular one is saying essential skill set, documenting business requirement, excellent writing and verbal communication skills, project management skills, presenting specification to client, ability to communicate with stakeholders at all level, competent Microsoft Word and Excel. When do you see certificate in essentials? Now let's move on to the other one. Desirable. Okay, which is supposed if you have supposed to have certificate, it's supposed to be there. Let's take a look at it. BSc diploma for in business analysis, which that is not who has a diploma. Okay, all right. Proficiency in Microsoft Visio, which is one of the tools you get to learn in the business analysis training program. Experience in writing basic MSQL queries. You see why I'm saying that majority of the business analyst roles now they want a spice of data analytics embedded. So you're using Excel, you're using Power BI, you're learning SQL. So for this particular role, even though SQL is not essential, it's desirable. If you have it, fantastic. It gives you an advantage over every other person that doesn't have it. Okay. So you see why we're teaching you data analytics as part of the curriculum in the business analysis training program. So you see, this is real time looking at it. Okay. Let's take a look at another one. Okay. We're still looking at certificates. Okay. Let's look at certificates. Okay. So you see this now. You'll be someone with, okay, this is the kind of person they're looking for. This is the kind of person they are looking for. So someone with proven experience, not certification, proven experience. And these are the things that limit a lot of people. They think they need a certificate to get a job. You don't need a certificate. These guys are looking for people that have experience, and you are battling with getting a certificate. Certificate is not going to get you the job. And that's why you see majority of our classes project-based with the internship to give you that experience to getting started. It's not certificates. Don't get it twisted. Certificate is not going to do the job for you. You get a certificate from how, and do you know how many people have certificates? Okay. But now with that certificate, can you claim experience from that certificate? No, you can't. So these guys are looking for somebody with a proven experience working in a large organization as a business analyst. Secondly, a good understanding of change delivery life cycles. Okay, strong analytical. Okay, you see the word analytical again in the business analyst role. So do you see now reasons why we have a very robust curriculum taking into cognizance, what these recruiters are looking for. So strong analytical and interpersonal skills, experience, not certificate. Experience, demonstrate evidence of gathering, ability to present, excellent communication. Skill is what these guys are looking for. Don't put certificate. This is just true. I'll look at the third one and I think I'll wrap up with the UK with business analysis. So I'm going to look for like a senior data analyst role. So you even think, or senior business analyst. So I'll look at the senior role. Okay. So you will think that, okay, the more senior it is, the more that they should need like a certificate to back up their experience. Let's look at a senior business analyst. Okay. Senior business analyst. Okay. All right. Substantial experience as a business analyst, relationship lead, excellent experience, a proven solid knowledge, track record of managing project teams. Where is certification in here? No certification, guys. No certification. So if these are what they're looking for experience. Why are you looking for something different? Why are you looking for certification? Why are you looking for certification? It's the key question. I don't have any certification. I have zero certification. All right. Well, I was like you also a couple of years ago, where I was chasing certification from Udemy, from Coursera, from IIBA, from BCS, and so on and so on, chasing certification. All right. HR certification, business analysis certification, Google data analyst certification. I did that. I was trying to do that when I was trying to transition. But now working in the space and having worked across different organizations, across different job functions. I've worked as a data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, business analyst. I've done all three of those spectrums. And I'll tell you for free, there is no need for a certification. No, zero need, zero. And this is the reason why I said that it is practical. It's what you see that you get. Okay. So if you take out time to look at all these roles, there are roles there. All right. Take out time to look at all the roles. You'll find out that there is no certification needed. There is no certification. You don't need any certification. Skills is what they're looking for. Skill needed. Experience is what they're looking for. All right. So let's take a look at, if you're looking at that, the UK, all right, at least sample the UK. Let's take out Indeed. Okay. Indeed, I'll look for Indeed Canada. I'll use Canada for Indeed. Okay. So you see financial analysts, 1 to 3 month contract. Okay, let's take a look at this. If they need a certificate, let's take a look at this. Okay, responsibility. Okay, strong accounting. Okay, advances analytical skills, including budgeting, forecasting, and financial modeling. All the key things you learn in financial analytics. Okay, prior experience working with the manufacturing automation industry is required. So these are the things you need to. Any certificates, no certificates. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at another financial analyst role. This is 80 to 100K, all right, Canadian dollars. Any certificate, key competency, high energy, sales starter, strong written communication skill, ability to manage, qualification, okay, accounting designation, minimum of 5 years experience, manufacturing, solid knowledge of exposure to any form of certification here. No certification. So why are beginners chasing certification? That's a puzzling question that you need to ask. Okay, so let's look at data analyst for this particular, for Canada. Okay, I'll look for the role of a data analyst. If you're in Canada, also you're looking to relocate into Canada. Let's look at if you need a certificate to get this role. Okay, so let's take a look at it real quick. All right, knowledge and skills requirement, post-secondary school education, not even a BSc. Post-secondary education, that's like a BSc, a diploma, whatever the case might be. All right. Or other analysis related programs. Okay. Experience, again, conducting analysis on large data sets in which you would learn during the training program. Okay. High level of proficiency with SQL. Okay. Knowledge in data analysis. Okay. Proficiency, experience, skill. Is there any certification you see? So what I would say, I think this is where I'll draw the curtain for certification. For all of you that are looking to get it started, it's not certificates that will get you your job. Just bear in mind that millions of people also have the certificate. But guess what? A lot of people can do the certificate, but cannot get experience. The key thing you should be chasing is, how can I get experience? That's the key thing that you should be looking out for. How can I get experience? And that's what has helped a ton of our people land their job within the tech space. All right. So I think we've been on the call for about 3 hours, 33 minutes. So I think I'll just look, where do I get where to register and pay the website? So all you need to do is click on the link provided there, Martin or KK. Click on the link, okay? All right, it's going to take you to the main start page in which you can register for the training program. So just click on the link, okay? And once you make payment, please don't forget to upload the receipt of your payment, okay? So guys, this is where we're going to draw the curtains for today, all right? When we're talking about robust curriculum, industry experts, all right, internship, you talk about employability services, CV review, LinkedIn optimization, navigating the job market, understanding how to prepare for interviews, on-the-job support, mentorship, everything that you have, everything that you need, all embedded under one training program. This is exactly what you need to get it started. So if you're looking to get it started, all right, drop a 1 in the chat and let's call it a day. Okay? So if you've enjoyed yourself so far, okay, all right, you've enjoyed yourself so far, you've had a wonderful time today, please put a 1 in the chat and let's call it a day from there. Okay? All right. Okay, fantastic. I had a wonderful time today. I had a wonderful time. I had a splendid time. And I'm actually excited that you took our time to listen to our training program today, to attend our training program for today's session. So thank you very much. And looking forward to having every one of you join the training program. I'll be looking out for everybody's name here, okay? From Mabisoye to Ayoade to Benga to every single person on the call at the moment. I'll be looking forward to having you in the training program. The key thing now is for you to secure your discount. Start. That's all you need to do. Start. All right. All the misconception. If you need a one-on-one conversation, okay, we'll also be looking at doing maybe a session this week where we'll do like a one-on-one session talking about how you can actually transition, or if any other personal question that you have. I'm currently a teacher. How do I transition to data engineering? I'm currently a nurse. How do I learn business analysis to transition? So all those kind of questions, we'll have like a one-on-one session this week, okay, where we can answer those questions for you. Okay. Anyways, that's how we're going to join the question today. All right. Please register as soon as possible, secure your discount. Discount is going to end on the 30th of April. So you want to secure your position as soon as possible. All right. Thank you very much. My name is Ifemena. All right. And I'm looking forward to having you in our sessions. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful week also. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.